Yo, it's Zeus. Triple H, honest, humble, handsome, straight facts. MAGA faithful. Your time's up, hypocrites, liars. Pack your bags. Straight to hell. No return. Let's annihilate. MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Hypocrites crying while your dear leader casts a spell. Racist, misogynist, sedition on the 6th. Epstein territory, warmonger, make them twitch.
What about my eggs? What about my gas? Groceries high as hell. You blame Biden, blame Kamala, now Trump's ringing the bell. Tariffs on Liberation Day, I ran war, sky high prices. Your lies exposed, no disguises. Zeus sends you to the vices to hell.
MAGA straight to hell.
People that you annihilate, ring the funeral bell.
MAGA straight to hell.
Ring the funeral bell.
You claim the high road, but walk with the worst. Racism in your veins, misogyny rehearsed. January 6th edition, storming like a mob. Further right, Epstein files, birds of the same flock. Warmonger dreams, bombs dropping on Iran. Gas prices skyrocket, feel the pain in every skin. You scream by Biden's eggs, Kamala's grocery cart. Now under your king, inflation tearing worlds apart. Honest, Zeus here, humble but precise. You flip the script daily, living in denial and vice. Most handsome truth teller, exposing every lie. MAGA man slipping, watch your empire die.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell. Send them straight to hell.
Yeah, Liberation Day tariffs, you called it victory grand. Now shelves empty, costs rising across the land. Complaints you heard at the left, now triple under Trump. Gas through the roof from the war that you dropped. Hypocrites unified in selective memory, ignore the facts. Bow to your leaders, felony from border rants to endless grieving shows. Zeus annihilates, expose, decompose.
Handsome, honest, humble, the triple threats complete. You MAGA pawns, scatter, defeated in defeat. No redemption, off your path leads below. Straight to hell's gates where the real fires flow.
Every accusation you leveled at the other side bounces back harder. Can't run, can't hide. Racism, misogyny, sedition, endless war. Your dear leader delivers worse than before. Zeus speaks truth, no filter, no fear. Social media's beacon, crystal clear. Pack your hypocrisy, your lies, your disdain. The descent begins eternal flame.
MAGA to the
MAGA to the flames.
Send them straight to hell.
Zeus wins, Triple H reigns.
Honest, humble, handsome, forever unchanged. MAGA straight to hell. MAGA straight to hell.
To hell.
Let's get this show started. We don't got all morning to do the Lord's work, ladies and gentlemen. We really don't.
It's deja vu when I'm
Crossing radio.
yeah.
Let's
I feel
go.
like I'm stuck in a cycle. It's like I'm stuck in time. It's like a curse.
Welcome back to the Thunderdome.
Can't escape it. It's like deja vu. It's me.
Let's
Zeus.
go.
It's deja vu when I'm running up the rest. I'm like the terminal screamer. I'll be back. It's deja vu when I'm out here flying first class. It's like every week I gotta take
Like
out
the intro?
the trash. I'm on top of my game, ahead of the class. You can tell that I made it. Look at my grass. Cars in the garage with tanks full of gas. I play the game so raw, I won't finish last. Sitting in my living room,
Let's
screaming
go.
how we made it. This is how it's supposed to happen when you get your
Hey.
famous. The algorithm turned to a maniac.
Yeah, I guess we go with viral because my Zodiac. I got all these numbers on my spreadsheet. True.
Benjamin Franklin is
King
my
Zeus,
last
thank
name.
you. That's so kind of you. You know, we're not kings around. But I get what you're saying.
They text me. I say it with my chest cause I mean it. Got a lot of confidence.
Let's
and
go.
I'm defeated. Call me the master with a new whip. I'ma take off in a spaceship.
All right, here goes.
I'll tell you what, I haven't gone into Zeus's live in a couple
They always
of
are
days.
here.
Shit was radical.
Keep it clean, please. Very
It was horrible. I'm like, you've gone. Zeus has gone way off.
All right, here we go.
It's like deja
They
vu.
never have anything nice to say, do they?
It's like deja vu. It's like
don't do that. Fair enough.
It's like deja vu.
All right, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Once again, we are back in the Thunderdome. Happy Tuesday. Hope you all had a great time away since we've last spoken with each other. But once again, we are here to do the real work that it takes to save this country. As a matter of fact, to save the world from the evil clutches of Donald J. Trump and his legion of MAGA demons, WCC, who we all understand are hell-bent on doing the best they can to try to destroy the United States of America and the world, right? And we do it one show at a time. We debunk these liars. We debunk these haters. We debunk the weak-minded on this type of platform over here. And we just simply do it by a lot of different ways. One way we do it is we try to engage in honest dialogue. And then in other ways we do it, we try to listen to them and try to help them understand how their logic doesn't work. And then if all else fails, we send them where? Straight to hell. And then they say, well, who are you to send somebody to hell? And I said, well, that's a great question. That's a great way and a segue into the next part of the show. I need to introduce myself. I go by the name Zeus, or some like to say Triple H. And why do they call me Triple H? Well, it's quite simple. The first H is because I'm honest. I'm the most honest person on social media. WVIP. I see you out there. I'm the most honest person on social media. The second H is because guess what? I'm humble. I'm the most humble person on social media. There's nobody more humble than me. You know, I'm a person that understands exercising humility is actually a good thing. It makes you a very strong person, and actually something else, which leads me to the last H. And they say, well, what's the last H? It's because I am and will always remain, you guessed it, the most handsome. To the Trump people out there, please don't type anything in the comments while I'm actually engaging you and introducing myself. Save that for later, all right? Now, like I said on this show, what I do is I debunk these liars, these hypocrites, these demons. WVIP! Look at that, crabs. That's a good one. We debunk them in real time, and in a lot of cases, we make them cry. And we have our cast of characters on this show, believe it or not, that are on the right side of the aisle. And we've been some dog walking is like real quick, you know, they get in here, one interaction, they're done. But then we have these others who they like the slow dog walk. And what we do is we throw them on the grill. I'll do the seasoning and stuff like that, but then I'll let somebody else come up and do all the cooking and stuff like that. And so either way it goes on this show, you always walk away learning something or hearing something you haven't heard before. Now, if you're a Democrat, real Republican, or real independent, then that really is not too big of a deal unless we're like, you know, going through some major updates and things like that. But when it comes to the MAGA, believe it or not, we've been teaching MAGA a lot of things, and we've been right the entire time. And if you don't believe we've been right, if you just look at Donald Trump's poll numbers, you can see that he's underwater in every single issue. And so when you have a president that's underwater in every single issue, who's clearly addicted to rugs, I played the video for you yesterday, he's addicted to rugs, and he's wearing a diaper. Did you see that photo of him sitting on 60 Minutes with that diaper on and the bulletproof vest? Did you see that? I said, wow. This is the most embarrassing thing I've ever seen in the United States of America, right? The president of the United States really needs a babysitter. And so if you can't handle hearing things like that, that's a good sign that this might not be the place for you. Anybody out there worshiping Donald Trump? Anyone out there worshiping Donald Trump? Just go ahead and identify yourselves, because this is my favorite part of the morning show. Anyone out there still worshiping Donald Trump? Just go ahead and identify yourselves. I honestly realize it's probably better you don't come on the show anymore. Because every single person that's came up on my show and they're a Trump voter, they've embarrassed themselves, right? How many of us have seen Trump voters come on to not just my show, maybe even any other platform, Democrat, Republican, even a MAGA platform? Every single time they get in the box, they embarrass themselves, don't they? They swear they want the smoke, but really they don't want the smoke. So what I'll say is this: if you're a Trump supporter and you cannot handle just honest conversations without crashing out, right? You don't want to hear feedback about who you really are. Leave my show right now, because it's going to make you very uncomfortable over here. I promise you it will. But get this, you don't got to take my word for it. Listen to your leader.
If you're not happy here, then you can leave. As far as I'm concerned, if you hate our country, if you're not happy here, you can leave.
I am.
If you're not happy in the U.S., if you're complaining all the time, very simply, you can leave. You can leave right now.
Him, Rick.
Come back if you want. Don't come back. It's okay, too. But if you're not happy, you can leave.
All right, and with that, the doors to the Thunderdome, they've officially closed, and I take no responsibility for prisoners in this show. I must say this, though. I have the best mods on TikTok. And if you get in trouble with the mods, the only way out, honestly, is through the guest request. And what we'll do is, if they're wrong, I'll do something naughty to them, all right? But if they were right, then guess what? I'm just going to let their ruling stand, all right? W. Zeus, but they've never been wrong. None of my mods have ever been wrong. All right, so let's get started with some of today's messaging, ladies and gentlemen. As you all know, the elephant in the room in the United States of America is...
no relief in...
Hold on. The elephant in the room here in the United States, besides the Epstein files, because we all know the reason we're in this war with Iran is because of the Epstein files. But it's now the gas prices. And I put it on my X account yesterday because, you know, we had somebody... Timothy Poole, I don't know if you know who he is, right-wing content creator, used to get funded by Russia, they said. You know, the DOJ under Biden indicted him for it. But he said he's done voting. What did he say? Do I have? Oh, yeah, here he goes. I can show it to you. Look at him. I didn't know I had it queued up. Oh, here. Look at him right there. You see what he says? Hold on. Oh, yeah, here he goes. Let me see. Hold on. Zoom. Oh, my God. There you go. You can see it right there. You see what he wrote? Let me see. You can't see it. I don't think you can see it, but let me see if I can move it over for you. Can you see it? There you go. You see what he wrote? This is a MAGA demon. I can't believe I'm saying this, but I am done. The Republicans have finally gone too far for the first time in my life. I am voting for a Democrat. I just gotta laugh. You know, I don't believe none of this stuff when they go to this level. When they get to this level of understanding, right? I just sit there and I go, wow, I wonder what happened to you to make you come to this conclusion. And so I think that is a good way to, honestly, a good point for us to pivot, and let's really figure out what was his breaking point. Here it goes.
No relief in sight. Gas prices climbing to the highest in 4 years, and the highest since the run. The national average per gallon is now $4.48, up $1.54 since the war began.
Look at that. Look at that. Let's go ahead and look at that. And you guys, you should have seen this, right? I have a Trump supporter in real life. You know what I like to do is, and so many of you know, there was a point in American history in our lifetime under Donald Trump when the average gas price right there, $4.48, that used to be what gas was here in the state of California. And everybody else was hovering around a little over $2, maybe $3 a gallon. And I would get all these messages from people that were MAGA and say, California, Gavin Newsom, you're getting robbed with the gas prices. You should leave California. That's why all these people are leaving California. How many of you have heard that before? Right? And after the war starts, guess what? Those same people are now paying California gas prices. They're literally now paying California gas prices. And I said, so how do you feel about paying these California gas prices now? And, you know, they said, oh, burn it all down. Burn it. This is what they said. Burn it all down. This is all part of God's plan. I would rather be here in a red state than to be a Democrat slave. That's just what they said to me. And I said, you guys, okay, Donald Trump, keep on jacking up the gas prices. They're going to break.
National average per gallon is now $4.48.
California prices.
$1.54 since the war began. An eyebrow-raising increase of more than 50%.
Ooh.
A standard SUV that cost about $53 to fill before the war now costs more than $80.
Y'all go ahead and give it up to Donald Trump, because he sure is making them pay to wear those red hats, isn't he? Now, I'm not laughing at the real people who are suffering. I'm only laughing at because I know there's Trump voters out there like Tiny Tank Top Trash, Tom, you know who he used to be before we destroyed him. You know he's on a fixed income. He said him and his wife combined, they make a certain amount of money. Who said $50,000 a year? Who said that? And well, look at that. You just basically doubled the money you were spending on your gas every month for the car. And we haven't even gotten to your utility bill. So I know these folks are suffering. And this is probably why he has to eat onions and mustard every day, because he can't afford anything else.
That's an additional $27 at the pump, and the average pickup trucks now cost more than $100 to fill, a $35 jump.
Now, this is why I have to do this. We all know MAGA loves to run around in these big black trucks, tell you how strong and manly they are. But if you're on a date with them now, ladies, they're going to be cutting back on what they can buy at the dinner date. They're not going to be able to get you that cocktail, or maybe you have to get some water and maybe a little carbonated water if you want to be fancy. But they won't let you get a cocktail anymore because that money has to go fill up that big old black pickup truck that their daddy is making them pay for.
Am working to make ends meet and just survive.
Wow.
Lisa McGee is an Uber driver outside Chicago. She says she's now paying double what she paid just a month ago for gas.
Wow.
I'm working a whole extra day to make up for the gas prices. And I am also working an extra 1 to 2 hours a day.
The average in her state of Illinois, 44 cents higher than the rest of the country. Some stations in Chicago selling regular gas for around $6 a gallon.
Ooh, W's in the chat for Trump. And I'm not laughing at the innocent people who've been caught up in this. But I sleep well at night knowing Snuggles. You know who Snuggie is? I sleep well knowing Snuggie. He's a racist defending individual, right? He defends every white person. He's Hispanic, but he defends white people when they're racist. He says, no, it's okay for them to be racist, right? He cried under Joe Biden, runs around and says, we told him to get a job. So he went and got a job at Uber. And now we're finding out that the Uber job isn't even working because his daddies came in and jacked up the price of gas. So I sleep well knowing Snuggles is struggling at night to even afford to drive an Uber. It's the best feeling in the world.
Gas prices skyrocketing in every state over the past week. The biggest jumps seen around the Great Lakes. And with the Memorial Day travel rush less than 3 weeks away, experts warning it could get worse.
We could be seeing a national average rise to $4.55 to $4.75 by the time Memorial Day rolls around. If the strait continues to be closed. If the strait remains closed, into the month of June, I think by July 4, we'll be at all-time record highs.
Ooh, so ladies and gentlemen, I want to say congratulations to Donald J. Trump, who is on his way to having sky-high gas prices higher than Joe Biden by July. Give him a round of applause. Thank you. Because too much pressure makes the pipes burst. Too much pressure makes the pipe. I sleep well at night knowing that you Trump supporters, ladies and gentlemen, I sleep well knowing Trump supporters are going to be suffering like you wouldn't believe. And I'll give you another example how they're suffering, right? So this just came across and I said, what? You can't make this up. So we know Spirit Airlines, Dame came up here and tried to make it seem like Biden contributed to Spirit Airlines, but Spirit Airlines put out a statement yesterday. They said, no, it's the war. It's the pressure from the Strait of Hormuz being closed. You took 20% of the world's oil offline. Yeah, we're shutting down. So they blamed it on Trump. And so I thought that was it. I thought Spirit Airlines was just going to be the only airline company taking a hit. When, then we find out this.
Now Delta Airlines ending snack and drink services on hundreds of flights. Have those details for us, Sam?
Yeah, good morning, everybody. Wow. So if you fly Delta and you look forward to hearing the words, would you like a Biscoff cookie and a complimentary beverage when you travel?
Yes,
you may be out of luck. Delta is eliminating snack and drink service on all flights, but get this, under 350 miles. That's the important boundary right there, unless you're seated in first class. By one estimate, this will affect only about 450 flights a day.
Dang. So, Dame, I just wanted to give you a heads up, Chan, because I know you be flying around doing what you do, posted up in the Motel 6 and stuff like that. So what's basically is about to happen is, look, you got to make a decision. If you flying and you zipping and zagging all over the country, you got to make a decision about, do you want the peanuts or not, right? If you want the peanuts, then you got to spend a little bit more money and get in first class. You might even throw in a little Sprite with those peanuts. But if you can't afford the first class, then what you're going to have to do is sit back there and your lips going to be dry, your lips going to be dry. You go like, You know what I'm saying? You're gonna be wishing that one of them flight attendants would give you a Sprite and some peanuts or something, and you're gonna have to sit there and think like, wow, Trump really got me back here. He really got me back here looking a certain type of way. And you ain't even gonna want them cameras to see how them airlines is gonna be treating you. So all I gotta say is congratulations, MAGA. Once again, you've played yourself. Sky high gas prices. And you don't even get peanuts anymore. Even an elephant is getting its peanuts.
But this isn't all bad news in the announcement. Delta will seriously upgrade service for over 700 flights to full service if you're flying over 350 miles, between 350 and like 499. Of course, we've been seeing the impact of those soaring oil prices on the cost of travel. This feels like another way that passengers are getting squeezed out, with airlines raising prices, up an average of almost 20% since the war with Iran
20%.
started. It is also coming at the wake of the collapse of low-cost carrier Spirit Airlines. Spirit CEO Dave Davis cited the rising fuel prices as the reason for that shutdown. Passengers now having fewer options when to fly, and beverage service as well. The move by Delta is not unprecedented. If you look at the others, United doesn't offer snacks for flights under 300 miles, and American's cutoff is 250 miles unless you request them.
Delta dropping snacks for short flights. All right, fair enough. So, I forgot to say this. All right, I know this because I know how MAGA is. I wanted to make sure, because I know I made a lot of you Trump supporters cry by sharing that information out there, all right? But I do have some good news for you. If you're are there any Trump supporters out there? I do have some good news for you about the gas prices, at least. And this, I think, it should make you feel better. If you're a Trump supporter, I forgot to say. Now, I brought you a bunch of bad news, but honestly, what Lindsey Graham said yesterday, I think this is going to make a lot of you feel a lot better. Here it goes. Jesus Christ. Okay, look at that. The devil is trying to steal.
This thing is over.
Here goes.
To the American people, I know gas prices are high, and I know we're suffering right now.
Uh-huh.
But you pay now, you pay later against thugs like Iran. They tried to get a nuclear weapon, and if you don't believe that, you shouldn't be allowed to drive in your hometown. Donald Trump stopped Iran from having 8 to 10 nuclear weapons by bombing their enrichment facilities. God bless you, President Trump. We were weeks away from a nuclear-armed Iran. No more. Everything has been obliterated. Their economy is in tatters. Their military has been decimated. There's more to do. If we can control the straits, checkmate against Iran, blockade plus, arm the people. And to our allies throughout the world who depend on the Strait of Hormuz more than we do, get off your ass and help us. This thing is over. To the American people, I know gas prices are high, and I know we're suffering right now.
You're suffering.
But you pay now, you pay later
against
thugs like Iran.
Okay.
They tried to get a nuclear weapon, and if you don't believe that, you shouldn't be allowed to drive in your hometown.
If you don't believe Iran is trying to get it, if you don't believe they were trying to get a nuclear weapon, then you guess what Lindsey Graham is saying? You don't even deserve to drive, right? And so this is the favorite part of my show. This is my favorite part of the show. You don't have to come on my box and come into my box on TikTok and explain to me anything. I know that a person on a fixed income making only $50,000 a year living anywhere in the United States, and they voted for Donald Trump and they don't have health insurance, right? I know you're suffering. Brooke Rollins even said we're in the middle of a beef crisis. I said, wow, beef? Wow, we didn't ran out of cows in this thing. I mean, like, seriously. He didn't slap you with the tariffs, your energy bill. I know it's gone up, and if it isn't going up, that means you had to cut back, so you can't even turn the heat on. You're walking around in the house with your winter socks on in the middle of the summer. You don't even turn on the hot water to take a bath anymore. You get in a bucket and you act like you're in a third world country, and you're doing all of these things. You don't even fill your truck up anymore. You're literally checking out. In other words, you're checking out. You're phasing out your existence on this planet, and you're going out with a smile because at the end of the day, as long as you can say, hey, I'm not a Democrat, you'll sit in the back of that airplane with your lips all crusty, dry with salt crumbs all over them, thirsty as all get out, saying, you know what? I don't need any snacks. as long as I'm not a Democrat, and you don't think that I get an opportunity to see you and laugh and crack up, I don't need you to come in the box. I can already see you when I walk out here in real life. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the lake of fire. It's one of the best feelings I've ever had in life. Let me go ahead and send every single one of you Trump supporters that love being the biggest joke on the face of the earth for your dear leader, your daddy. Join me in sending these demons straight to hell. Have I gone too far? Hold on.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. Excuse me. Hold on. I got to take a quick break. Have I gone too far, ladies and gentlemen? Am I going too hard? Am I being too harsh with MAGA?
8 to 10 nuclear weapons by bombing.
Am I being too harsh with MAGA this morning, ladies and gentlemen? Because somebody said not hard enough. All right, W. Rick. See, the show goes a lot better when I don't get taken offline. Thank you. Or they don't report. All right. Thank you. You all are so amazing out there, seriously. Let's see. What do I want to talk about next? Let's go ahead and talk about, I guess we should talk about a MAGA demon that needs to be sent straight to hell. And I just need MAGA to understand this makes absolutely no sense to me. This makes absolutely no sense. How many of you have heard of this demon right here? Ladies, and this is why I say, stay the heck away from these conservative demons out here. Listen to what this demon did. This is a Secret Service agent. And this is someone that's been assigned to Trump's detail.
A Fed.
Committed the offense of indecent exposure.
Accused of pulling a filthy criminal
What'd he do?
Mr. Spillman?
United States Secret Service officer John Andrew Spillman busted for allegedly dropping his pants, pleasuring himself, and menacingly following hotel guests to the point they had to retreat to their room for safety.
You can see that demon in his face, right? You can see the demon. This is who gets in the box. This is why every person that comes up on TikTok to try to have a debate, accounts on private, right? They always have the same situation. Accounts on private, 2 followers. They don't want to be identified. They don't want to be spotted. No, turn your cameras on and say it with your chest. Stop hiding, W. Castro. Quit getting on TikTok and social media with these private accounts and saying this most disgusting, vile stuff because no, identify so we can do what we need to do.
An arrest form obtained exclusively by 7 News, stating a woman told deputies she and others immediately entered their room because she was in fear for their lives.
711 Northwest 72nd Avenue, the Doubletree Hotel.
This Doubletree near Miami International Airport is where the 33-year-old federal law enforcement member was arrested just after midnight Monday.
Wow.
After victims told sheriff's deputies they were downstairs in the hotel lobby. The defendant followed them. Then they saw
we can't even say that on TikTok. But you see what he did. We're going to stop it right there. You saw the defendant doing something disgusting and vile. And see, you Trump supporters, y'all so disgusting. This stuff can't even be, the stuff you do, MAGA, the stuff you do can't even be talked about on TikTok, on social media. That's how disgusting you folks are. And I'm pretty sure he did it with a cross on his neck, Christian. That's what Christians that worship Donald Trump do. Every single one of them. You always find them doing the most bizarre things, and he'll tie it to Jesus in some weird and strange way. No, God told me to do this. No, God didn't tell you to do that. That's clearly the devil, the MAGA demon. And so many of you say, okay, now you understand why I have to send these folks straight to hell, don't you? Because totally unacceptable. Totally unacceptable. That's a complete desecration. But it's not shocking that this is who Donald Trump is surrounded with. This is his Secret Service detail, ladies and gentlemen. And these are, and I gotta do it. Every time I see kids being allowed around Donald Trump, I can't help but wonder. The parents need to be sent to hell too, right? So, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and send every single parent who continues to allow their children to go hang out at Mar-a-Lago, as well as this so-called Secret Service agent demon. Join me in sending them straight to hell. Thank you.
Silence, you
And that's a huge W, Zeus, ladies and gentlemen. I mean, I'm getting these W's, honestly, I'm not even really trying to get the W's, but I have to get them because MAGA is making it so easy. You know, yesterday it reminded me, Dame got up on my show yesterday. Look at that gifting suspended. Here we go again. So whose feelings are getting hurt? Tragic. You guys, hold on. Let me go ahead and snap a photo. You guys are some of the biggest crybabies on TikTok. I promise you. It's like, oh, whose feelings did I hurt? But you know what we'll do? Hold on, bear with me. Let me go ahead and clear the prompts real quick. I mean, I'm just another black man caught up in the mix, trying to make $1 out of 15 cents. You know the rule. And the biggest issue, one of the biggest issues that I continue to experience on this app, I don't like to cry like a baby. You know, I don't like crying when I'm trying to get the W. I just do what I do. But I started to think about it. It really must bother a lot of the folks on the right, especially, seeing Big Zeus just literally getting all these W's, right? I'm just walking down the court, taking what I want off of him, and it really is bothering them. They're like, how can he get away with doing it? He is just so handsome. He's so handsome. He has this amazing group of people that hold him accountable for everything. And so they know if I were up here just kind of being a terrible person, they know all of you out there would just totally annihilate me, right? And they're sitting there going, he is like, I can't believe it's not butter. That's what they're acting like. I can't believe it's not butter. But you know what? I appealed it. The show must go on. Let's go ahead and listen to somebody who used to love Donald Trump, but no longer loves Donald Trump. Give us an update, all right? And I like to blend not just stuff that I say and the stuff that those of us out here who are, Democrats on the left, real Republicans and real independents, right? I don't like to just use what we're saying. I love getting content from people who were in the cult, because I know MAGA could never say they're a Democrat. This is why it's necessary to go ahead and keep revealing to MAGA why I'm right and they're not.
Okay, just watch this. It gets even worse for Donald Trump.
Mm-hmm.
Barely anyone showed up for day 3 of the PGA Cadillac Championship at his Doral Club in Florida.
Mm-hmm.
This is hitting him where it hurts most. The tournament has become the worst attended PGA event in history, with rafters completely empty on Thursday, just 12 to 20 fans on Friday, and maybe 50 to 60 on Saturday around the 18th hole, even with Scotty Scheffler playing. Golf accounts like Talk Birdie to Me mocked the tiny crowds. Rick Riley called it the worst in years, and everyone noted how everything Trump touches turns to shit. He's using Air Force One for short hops. A MAGA influencer buddy got busted in a human trafficking sting, and he's pushing to wreck DC's public golf courses for his vanity projects. Top players skip it to avoid the photo op humiliation. This chaotic, joyless event, complete with early Sunday teas and TSA-level security for Trump's visit, proves once again that Trump cheats at golf and kills everything he touches.
Boom. Yeah. Better Megyn Kelly say it than I say it. So, once again, ladies and gentlemen, what we have is proof that Donald Trump, he's not even good at anything. He can't even fill up a golf course. That's the easiest thing to fill up. And it's so bad, I guess, he can't even afford to pay people on Craigslist to go to the golf course. I've never, it reminds me, I just got to play it if I can. Hold on, I thought I had it. It reminds me, I'll find it, but it just reminds me of how terrible Donald Trump and his supporters really are. They are literally the laughing stock of the world. They are. And they know it. And so it's with great pleasure that I do this. I've always said Donald Trump is going to go down in history as the most successful clown ever, successful ringmaster ever, because the way he was able to galvanize 77 million low life losing individuals and force them to ignore all of his failures and make them vote for him again was incredible. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that demon straight to hell. Hey.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
W. Zeus. Has anyone seen Taurus? Remember Taurus? I just saw, not the good Taurus, but the bad Taurus. Has anyone seen Taurus as of late? It just seems like the gas prices went up and she disappeared. Has anyone seen her? Oh my God. Put an APB out on her, all right? Because we need these folks, all right? They are going to be our canaries in the coal mine, right? Please find them, please. Taurus, you couldn't fill up the 4 Taurus. All right, let's move it on to my next, the next thing I wanted to bring up. Okay, so we have an update from Iran, day 66, ladies and gentlemen, of the war. All right.
The UAE under attack once again as the US and Iran are in the Strait of Hormuz. But can the strait be opened by force, or are we watching the ceasefire break down? Here's what you need to know.
Okay, here we go. This is from Iran. Al
Let's begin
Jazeera.
with the biggest escalation in weeks. On Monday, the U.S. launched Operation Freedom, an attempt to move its navy into the Strait of Hormuz to rescue stranded vessels. The force included guided missile destroyers and 15,000 troops. Iran responded, firing cruise missiles and drones at U.S. destroyers, claiming it had forced them to turn back. Instead, U.S. Central Command says that commercial vessels were hit, and that up to 9 made it through the strait unharmed. The U.S. Navy then blew up 7 Iranian boats using attack helicopters and announced that 2 U.S. destroyers were now operating inside the Gulf for the very first time. This is a big deal. Until now, the U.S. Navy had to operate outside the Gulf of Oman, unable to get close enough to the strait in fear of attacks from the IRGC. So aside from Trump's stated aim of rescuing stranded sailors, the U.S. now has a stronger hand inside the Gulf. But this came at a cost. The IRGC published a map of the Strait of Hormuz, declaring its control over this whole area, extending south to 2 UAE ports, al-Qawoon and Fujairah.
یعنی اینکه در این منطقه هر کشتی که میخواد رد بشه ترددی داشته باشه باید با اجازه نیروهای مسلح جمهوری اسلامی این کار انجام بده تا از امنیت برخوردار باشه.
Hours later, people in Dubai received alerts on their phone for the first time in weeks. The government said 15 missiles and 4 drones were then fired into its territory. One hit an oil facility at Fujairah port, sparking a large fire. Gulf leaders were quick to condemn it as an unjustified Iranian attack. But there was no claim of responsibility from Iran, with the foreign minister blaming it on ill-wishers. In a post on X, he said, as talks are making progress, the US should be wary of being dragged back into a quagmire by ill-wishers, so should the UAE, and that events in Hormuz make clear there is no military solution to a political crisis. The timing of the attack on the UAE is also significant. The government had on Sunday announced it had fully reopened its airspace for the first time in 2 months. But just a day later, flights had to be diverted mid-air to Oman and Saudi Arabia as news of the drone attacks broke.
All of these developments are concerning. There's not much clarity at this point, but what we do not want to see is a return to outright kinetic activity in the area.
That's it from me today. Stay with us on Al Jazeera for every update in this fast-moving war.
Okay. All right. Some people in the audience wrote W Iran. I thought that was interesting. Some of you wrote W Iran. All right. So now that we see, I guess what they're saying their side of the story is, if you don't mind, let's go ahead and listen to some of the things our Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Hegseth, had to say to us this morning, and let's just see if they align with what we all just watched. All right, or if it's going to be more of the same, just ridiculousness and incompetence.
Can flow through.
Thank you, Secretary Hegseth. Last 24 hours or so, Iran's fired at us. We fired at Iran. Just going to ask you more directly: is the ceasefire over?
No, the ceasefire is not over.
Wow.
Ultimately, this is a separate and distinct project. And we expected there would be some churn at the beginning, which happened. And
what we doing? What are we doing when we're just? What do we do when you? What do you churn? Is that the best word you could have came up with? Man, you really are thinking about being having a bottle upside down in your mouth.
And we expected there would be some churn at the beginning, which happened. And we said we would defend aggressively, and we absolutely have. Iran knows that. And ultimately, the president's going to make a decision whether anything were to escalate into a violation of a ceasefire. But certainly we would urge Iran to be prudent.
You know, urge. That's not a big word for you to take time out of your morning. You don't put the emphasis on small words. Urge. Turn. You're really a smart guy.
In the actions that they take to keep that underneath this threshold. This is about the straits. This is about freedom of navigation. This is about international waterways. This is about free flow of commerce. All the things that happened before, and only Iran is contesting. So right now the ceasefire certainly holds, but we're going to be watching very, very closely.
Okay. All right. I mean, so in other words, Iran is getting their way. All right. Let's see. Let's talk about, what does this one say? When did President Trump decide to capitulate on his demand for unconditional surrender?
Absolutely.
Secretary
James, go ahead.
Mr. Secretary, thank you. General, thank you. I want to first express my gratitude and admiration for the work you do and for everyone involved in our armed forces, and also for the accomplishments of Operation Epic Fury.
Now, Pete knows that was, he doesn't deserve such high feedback. He knows it, and you could just see, like, he knows the boom is coming,
which I think are too often dismissed too lightly.
Lazy.
But those accomplishments don't obscure, I think,
here goes.
a central default that has occurred here, and I would like you both to address it. On the first day of this conflict, President Trump addressed the Iranian people directly and said, "When we're finished, take over your government."
He needed. You see how I get that. This is clearly why he got to grab the water bottle, or maybe he got something else in that water bottle. Huh? This is because Pete knows he's about to be cooked up. He knows the cooking is coming.
Day of this conflict, President Trump addressed the Iranian people directly and said, "When we're finished, take over your government. It'll be yours to take."
Ooh.
And then on the seventh day of the conflict,
thank you.
In a Truth Social post, the president said, quote, "There will be no deal with Iran except, all caps, exclamation mark, unconditional surrender." What happens to that pledge to the Iranians? And when did the president decide to capitulate on his demand for unconditional surrender?
Well, James, I wouldn't. You started out nicely, but you ended exactly where we knew you would end. The president hasn't capitulated on anything. He holds the cards. We maintain the upper hand, and Project Freedom only strengthens that hand. And so he will ensure that whatever deal is made or whatever end state is reached creates. Ensuring that Iran never has a nuclear weapon, which is number one, and he's been focused on that, and the deal and discussions are centered on that. And what the Iranian people take advantage of after the fact is up to them. And he's been very clear about that. And maybe you do it now, maybe it happens later, but ultimately he's also been clear. We're not going to entangle this into some nation-building project. Our objectives are clear. They've been pursued from day one. Hopefully the Iranian people take advantage of that, because they're being taken advantage of by this regime. As you know, 45,000 Iranians, innocent Iranians, killed before the outset of this. That's what this government does, kills their own innocent civilians. Getting out from underneath that is going to be a challenge of the Iranian people, and we certainly hope they take advantage of that.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow. You know, it's really embarrassing, because we saw what they're saying is happening on the other video with Iran. What Pete is saying, it's just showing us all he has no idea what he's doing, who he's going up against, and he has no real clear outcome in terms of what success looks like when it comes to this conflict. We were told 4 to 6 weeks, bro. And then you got to get permission after 60 days from Congress to continue the war. So what exactly is going on, Pete? And again, I'm not feeling reassured that the gas prices are going to come back down and that I'll be able to, not me, but to MAGA, I don't see how they're going to end up getting peanuts on the airplanes again, the way you're talking. Now, this last part is intelligence report suggests, this is my favorite part, when they start talking about Iran not being able to have a weapon. This is why this all started.
Go ahead.
Here
goes.
In terms of new U.S. intelligence reports suggest that the timeline for the war in Iran to get a nuclear weapon has not changed since last summer, still at 9.
You can't make this stuff up. Wow. Did you hear this? our own intelligence is saying the timeline before they could get a weapon hasn't changed since the war started. Wow. But what has changed is our gas prices. Here it goes.
Mr. Secretary, in terms of new U.S. intelligence reports suggest that the timeline for the war in Iran to get a nuclear weapon has not changed since last summer, still at 9 to 12 months. Is that intelligence wrong?
W. Dolphin.
How can this be after so much bombing? And for General Kane, going on back onto what you're talking about, the Strait of Hormuz, the president recently said that the blockade is even more effective than bombing. So why didn't we start the campaign with the blockade? And initially, how many planned ships do you plan to...
Trump said the blockade is actually more effective than to drop the boom booms on them. So why didn't we just start out with the blockade? That is a great question for a genius like Pete Keggs, bruv. It really is.
Escort or take through commercial ships to the Strait of Hormuz today or in the coming days?
Well, we don't discuss the specifics about intel, and anybody that does shouldn't be, and I can't confirm or deny whether that is indeed correct. Speculation, as far as I'm concerned, coming from you. But ultimately, what Operation Midnight Hammer did in the obliteration of those facilities was set back their program. And then, because of the efforts of that 12-day war, the president was able to recognize that this threat, while they continued to seek nuclear capabilities, their will was still there to seek a nuclear bomb.
Really?
Ultimately, they were creating a conventional umbrella of so many missiles and so many capabilities that no one would want to challenge them. Think of the North Korea. This is the North Korea strategy. We have so many conventional capabilities, you won't do something about it. And underneath that, we're going to develop more nuclear capabilities. So the will was still there. President Trump had the courage to say, we have to dismantle and take on those conventional capabilities while the nuclear facilities are watched 24/7 and overwatched. And we will ensure, one way or another, hopefully Iran chooses a deal that they give.
Hopefully, you hear what he said? Hopefully Iran chooses a deal. Bro. See, this is to the Trump voters out in the audience. This is when I get upset. Do you hear what they're saying? And for you to get on social media and try to pretend like it's anything other than this, it's insane.
Up those ambitions, give up those capabilities, and we're able to confirm that every step of the way. So that has been.
So you want the Obama nuclear deal? This is what you want all over again. This is what you want. And Iran has all the cards, it looks like. And, not the cards Trump keeps bragging about, the real deck of cards, right? And they're sitting there looking at Donald Trump going, oh boy, when this is all said and done between this Iran war and Epstein, you and your base are going to have hell to pay.
President Trump's been focused on it. He's set them back like no other president. He ripped up the terrible deal that would have given them a bomb. He took care of it in Midnight Hammer. We're watching it right now, and ultimately
He took care of it in Midnight Hammer, and we're watching it now. It doesn't make sense. If Midnight Hammer took care of it, why the heck are the gas prices so high?
Good about the fact that the end state will ensure that Iran never has a nuclear weapon. Go ahead.
I mean, this stuff right here, ladies and gentlemen, it says everything, right? It says everything. And so what I'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go back to show. Let's go ahead and finish this up. What I'll say is this. We are in a forever war. All right, let's just go ahead and put it all out there. We're in a forever war. And you know what they hated? They hated when I said this, Heaven. I think you said it or somebody in the audience said it. When Donald Trump won in 2024, and we all know there's questions about whether or not he really won, but let's just go ahead and say it. WVIP! Thank you, W. Maureen, and all of you who've been sending gifts. I see it. I just got to stay locked in, all right? But let's just be honest. Haven't I been saying? We are heading towards, guess what? What do I always say? We are heading towards a 1929 style depression. Actually, this one's going to be a lot worse. Because get this, you're not going to have any eggs. And I said this. They got into the box and they laughed. Zeus, you're wrong. You're wrong. The Dow is over 50. Remember? Takesha says, we don't care about the stock market. We care about Main Street. I cleaned it up, but you get what I'm saying. And now look at where we're at. Every day, a new MAGA small business shuts down. Every day, another MAGA demon drops off the face of the earth because they don't have health insurance. Every day, another MAGA demon loses food stamps. Every day, another MAGA demon gets stranded on the freeway because they ran out of gas. Every single day. And then some of them just flat out fall off the face of the earth. And they say when they go out, they're laying on their back and they say, "Oh, this is way better than being a Democrat." This is how they're going out, ladies and gentlemen. And so because of that, I say, ladies and gentlemen, all right, they don't mind going to hell. They don't value their lives as long as they're not Democrats, right? So join me in sending these anti-Democrats wannabe demons where they really, really belong, straight to hell. Somebody said they thought I was going to say Strait of Hormuz. No, straight to hell. I wasn't going to. No.
Silence.
All right.
You MAGA.
All right. Now, I do want to play this. You may have seen a little bit of it, but I wanted to show you this. All right. Just a little quick breather before I wrap things up. All right. We have some words of encouragement from our good friend James Carville. He has a new update, and he says this is the best way to describe Donald Trump. All right. And now I can't say this. TikTok, this is for educational purposes only, entertainment purposes, engaging purposes. But these are not my words.
She says, James, our friends and I love it when you talk nasty about Trump. Just use all the language you can. But she says, you know what? When I see his face, it reminds me of the backside of my husband's scrotum. Yeah, that's what it is. You look like the backside of a nutsack. That's what you are, Trump. No wonder Lindsey Graham's always trying to lick your face. But my point here is these people, and they were coming up to me, didn't matter, black women, white women, elegant women, everything that you can imagine. And almost to a person, they said, you keep calling him nasty names because that's what he deserves. And that's who he is, and that's what he deserves. And we're going to keep calling him. And your new name, dude, is Scrotum Face, because that's what you are, Scrotum Face.
Y'all go ahead and give it up to James Carville. All right. Seriously. And since we're at this point, you know what we got to do. Let's go ahead and listen to I can't say what James Carville called him, but if you just look at the video and the picture of it, does he look like that? No, can we confirm if he looks like that kind of face? Is that his face? Yes or no, ladies and gentlemen? Yes or no? Does he really look like what James Carville suggested? Okay, yep. All right, W's in the chat. All right, here. All right, so here we go, ladies and gentlemen. Here we go. Here we go. The reason that I am playing this is we need to get this on file as it continues to unfold. They moaned and groaned about Joe Biden's health. They kept saying he was incompetent, but I have never, ever heard about Joe Biden taking a cognitive exam, let alone more than one cognitive exam. And I have to ask MAGA, and I don't want them to come up in my box and desecrate the kingdom, but I need you to ponder this, all right? What does it mean when dear leader continues to brag about taking a cognitive exam? What does it mean?
I'll say, I'm not feeling well. Well, someday I might say that to you, and you'll be the first to know. Actually, I won't have to say it because you'll be able to see it, just like you did in the last administration. You know, one of the things I said is that we should have, in my opinion, anybody running for president or vice president should take a cognitive test. And no president has ever taken one except me. I've taken 3 of them.
How many has Donald Trump confirmed he's taken? And I want MAGA to understand, we're in a war right now. All right? And we have the Russia-Ukraine conflict. The world knows that he has to take cognitive tests. 3 of them. Do you understand? W into the chat for Chris. Do you understand? Imagine Michael Jordan, and you got to take it and bring it down to folks. So let's go back to Michael Jordan playing on the Bulls. And reports start swirling around during the NBA Finals. Phil Jackson is taking cognitive tests. Not just one, not just two, but 3 of them. Do you understand how big of a target that would put on the back of everybody on the Bulls at this point? Now we're knowing. Now we see an opening now, and we're going to exploit it. But this isn't an NBA game. This is real life. This is a war. He's basically putting targets on the backs of our men and women in uniform by admitting he's not the one making all the decisions. He's not that intelligent too. So who do we think is making all the decisions? And you just can't help but wonder, please don't say Secretary of War Crimes, Pete Keggs, bruv, because he's not that bright either. We have never, ever looked so weak and incompetent. And he could keep bringing up Joe Biden all he wants to. But Joe Biden isn't the one making the decisions now. It's him.
And I've aced each one. One in the first administration, 2 over here. And whenever they get a little sassy, like, does he still have it? Does he still have what it takes? I say, all right, I'll take another one. And they are hard. There are many people in this room I know that are smart. They're not going to ace them. There are many people standing back there, the fake news media, that I'd like to have them. You know, the first question is very easy, and they always show the first question is, you have a lion, a bear, an alligator, and what's another good, a squirrel.
You mean to tell me this is the person that is coming up with our strategy on how to get regime change in Iran? This is the person right here. He doesn't know what a squirrel is. When you put a squirrel next to a lion, tiger, bears, oh my, he really gets confused about which one has the nuts in its mouth. This is sad.
Okay, which is the squirrel? So they show that question, and then the first 4 or 5 questions they get a little more difficult. By the time you get to the middle, they're tough. By the time you get to the end, I don't want to be insulting, but there won't be. I'm not going to do what Gavin Newsom said. You saw him? He said everybody in here is stupid, and he's stupid. I think it was the worst political interview I've ever seen. He said he's stupid, he's dumb, he gets bad marks on everything, he can't read a speech. And
you don't think the interview you did after the staged White House hoax, you know, when this so-called guy was trying to get you, when you got on 60 Minutes and you said, you know, because she brought up the manifesto, and he literally looked in the camera and then he says, I'm not a rapist, I'm not a P3DO. You remember that? You don't think what you said during that time was honestly the worst interview? Considering you haven't released all the Epstein files? Man, this guy got all, I mean, he clearly doesn't, never mind.
Nobody wants to report that. It was the worst, but I won't say that because I think everyone in this room is brilliant, but nobody's going to get all 30 questions correct. Nobody. Because when you get to those last questions, they're pretty hard. You got to be pretty sharp. But every time, so I've taken 3. No president, think of this, has ever taken 1.
And he thinks in his mind, taking 3 is actually a good thing. Well, Donald Trump, it's amazing. No other, I don't know if that's true or not, right? I haven't looked into it, but let's just say it's not. All right, let's just say it's true. That means ain't nobody else has been as crazy as you. There's never been a president this incompetent. Even Joe Biden. You should have at least said Joe Biden had to take 10. I've only taken 3. All right. But for you to just sit there and say this and not be aware that you are admitting you have a problem, it's sick.
What do you think Biden would have done? I don't think, he might not have gotten that first question right. Anyway, and Obama would have done poorly. They would have done very poorly, but I think you should have it. As soon as they said that, they say it's unconstitutional. And I said, why? They say it's unconstitutional to give a cognitive test like that. But Rick, I do it anytime they start getting a little sassy. And you know, it quiets them down for almost a year when they hear the result. One doctor said, it's the first time I've ever seen anyone get all questions right. That's a doctor who does this stuff for a living, and I did it 3 times. So I don't know. I think I'm done with those days. I'm tired of taking that test. You know, you sit before a group of doctors and they ask you questions. I said to Ronnie Jackson, he was original, right? First time. I said, so what do you think, Ronnie? They call me.
This is. You got to get the shirts now. I just thought about, because you know when Trump won, they got the shirts that said, I voted for a convicted felon. Get the shirts that say, I voted for a president that took 3 cognitive exams and aced them. DJ, hey DJ, if I make the shirt, DJ, and the hat, would you wear it on this show for us? Wild man, you too. I'll even let you wear it with high heels. All right, W Zeus, I just thought of that. Because it's a flex, I guess. It really is a flex.
Genius who's going to destroy the country. Then they said, he's a genius who's taken over the entire world. Then they said, he's a total moron. This guy is so stupid. And then, so whenever I hear that one, I say, let's take the cognitive test. But I really think it would be a great thing if you could do that. They say it's not constitutional, but I think it would be good. And I can tell you, a lot of the people that run these small businesses, you could take the cognitive test and you could do a lot better than some of the people that we talk about.
Wow.
But I really believe it. I think it's so important for our country. We have to make sure we have the right people leading this country. Like, we have a war right now.
Here you go.
And went to 6 weeks? They said, what's taking so long? We were in Vietnam 19 years. We were in Iraq for many years, 10 years, 12 years. We were in all these different wars. Wow. Korea, 7 years. I won't even mention World War II. That's a big baby. But you had the wrong person up here. You'll be in World War III. As sure as you're sitting there, you have the wrong person up there. It's nasty and tricky. It's tricky out there. We have to have the right people, and they have to be sharp and they have to be smart. Because one thing about your business is small businesses are great, but if you don't have the platform, meaning the country.
Okay. Woo! That's a person right there with serious cognitive issues. I think that when you start bringing up taking cognitive tests and passing them, you should immediately, the doctor should just walk right on out and just say, go ahead, show them you aced it. Just go ahead and show us you know how to ace a cognitive exam. You got all 30 questions right. You don't need to be the president of the United States. You need to be out here maybe even opening up a nice business or something and helping to really get the gas prices down to an affordable rate, right? But that's too much like right. Ladies and gentlemen, you know, I've went over my time, but I want to say this, MAGA. Go get the shirts and the hats that said, I voted for the man that passed 3 cognitive exams and aced all 30 questions. Wear that and come on to my show, all right, so we can make fun of you. But in the meantime and in between time, ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending them demons and their dear leaders straight to hell. You can't make this stuff up. You cannot make this stuff up.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
And that's a huge W, Zeus. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I've went over on my monologue by 10 minutes. It is now to pivot, and let's go ahead and open up the boxes and hear from those of you who are honestly brave enough to come in the box and honestly just tell us what's happening in America, all right? Because one thing we do know is we have a bunch of liars. We have a bunch of hypocrites, all right? W's in the chat for my good friend Rick. We have a bunch of people worshiping Donald Trump who do not want to come on social media with their real accounts, turn their cameras on, and profess their love to their dear leader. And if they're not willing to do that, then I honestly think it's all a joke. You see what's happening right now. You see the gas prices, and you have to stop and say, listen, enough of this guy, and you got to get out here and vote, especially if there's elections happening where you're at. Vote for the Democrats, all right? That's the... People say you can't vote your way out of it. That's how they get you to surrender when they talk like that. No, you better keep your hands on the plow. It might not happen as fast as you would like, but you better keep your hands on the plow and vote these demons out, because they're going to try to rip you off every single chance they get. All right, let's bring up our first guest, the beautiful Dolphin. Welcome, Dolphin. How are you? Are you
Hi,
there,
sweetie.
Dolphin? How are you? Uh-oh.
No, I left the building along with Elvis.
Okay, I love it, though. See, you see how Dolphin gets in the box, turns her camera on, and says it with her chest. MAGA won't do it. I'm sorry, Dolphin.
It's all gravy. Like I said, all my life. Been bullied my whole life. Bullies are cowards. Y'all will always be.
Yeah. Don't let them get to you, though. Don't let them get to you.
Oh, I never do. But when they do come in my live and they start threatening my mom for no reason is when I get angry.
Wow. These are some sick
That's been happening a lot lately, and I don't know why.
Really?
Yeah, I've had multiple. I've taken screenshots. I've gone to the sheriff here in Monroe.
But the left, they say it's the left, the people on the left that are all the violent ones, you know, and it's unfortunate, you know. Let's go ahead and say boo to that, all right? It's sad. I'm so sorry you're going through that.
No need. All I do is dance.
Yeah.
And have fun, and then I get death threats.
But you tell the truth. You tell the truth as well, though, Dolphin. And, you know, they don't like it when you tell the truth about who their daddy is, you know.
Well, like I keep telling people, and I have to say this the proper way because it is my motto. Please forgive me, Mama Zeus, but life's a bitch. Get a fucking helmet.
Oh, there you go. All right. Hey, sweet love. If you believe that is true, sweet love, in the chat, send us a guest request. I promise you, by the time you get done talking to us, you won't believe that. All right, W's in the chat for Dolphin.
I'd like to clarify about this cognitive test.
Huh?
I'd like to clarify about this cognitive test because my mom has to take those. You know, I take care of my mom. Thank you, Papa. I take care of my mom.
Good.
She has onset dementia. She can't walk all that great. My job is 24/7 out, 24/7.
Wow.
Right. So when they come into my life and they're going, "You live in a trailer park and you don't have a job," no, I do. It's 24/7 and it's very hard. But the last 3 questions on that test is literally, "What's your name? Who's the president? And what year is it?"
Hey, Dolphin.
Is that as hard for Donald Trump
Oh
to
my
tell
God.
you what his name is,
Oh.
what year it is,
Wow.
and who the president is?
Wow.
There's a problem.
That's W's in the chat for Dolphin. I mean, and that speaks to the national security risk that we are currently in right now. If the president of the United States doesn't know the answer to those questions, we are in deep, deep trouble. Seriously.
And to everybody that keeps asking in the comments whether or not that man ever had a beverage in his life, I don't want to use the adult words, okay?
Yeah.
But I just want to let you guys know that I have a friend on this app that used to bounce at the Kit Kat Club when he was young, when Trump was there.
Right.
And he said Trump was a
rug user,
an adult beverage intaker.
Oh, he was sipping on that strong drink.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So whenever he says that he does not,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah.
I don't know if he does now.
Yeah.
But he sure does.
Yeah. Well, he's doing something, in my opinion, because I really don't get how he can be up late at night and then get up early in the morning and he's still going. I mean, I'm like, at a certain point, the human body does need to sleep, right? I know a lot of people can do maybe 4 or 5 hours, but he's at best getting maybe 2-3 hours of sleep a day. But I guess
he's also only working 2 to 3 hours a day. So
well, but then I thought about it. He does sleep during meetings, so maybe it all adds up to about the right amount of sleep. All right, you're right. W's in the chat for Dolphin.
Anyway, another thing that I'd like to tell you guys, if you guys would like to keep up with any military a casualty or people being hurt, please go check the defense. Give me a second. The Defense Casualty Analysis System.
All right.
You will find out what is exactly going on.
All right. Thank you. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's give it up for our good friend Dolphin.
All right. Let me see myself out.
All right. And it's a pleasure seeing you. W's in the chat for our good friend Dolphin. No lies detected. All right. I was looking for that one individual who claimed that they Trump is going to win or something. I was looking for him. I don't see him in my request. Oh, look at this. Look at this. Reggie. I didn't know Reggie was going to come up here and talk to Big Zeus. Reggie, I've never seen you come on up here. So I'm going to assume, Reggie, this was an accident. Reggie, Earth to Reggie. Come on, port through. Port through it, Reggie. Come on. Yeah, heaven, Reggie. We've seen Reggie around. Hey, Reggie. Hey, Reggie. I can hear you, brother. Reggie. Reggie. What's going on, bro? All right, I'm going to drop you. But you know the rules. You know the rules. But I ain't going to charge you, brother. You've been rocking with me for a while. I'm going to leave Reggie alone. Nah, he didn't want to implicate himself behind the scenes. I get it. You gotta keep your identity secret. I get it and all that, all right? But yeah, some people say 45 galaxies. W, Rick. Who do we got here? Molina. S. Molina. Good morning. It's all good. Molina. Who do we got right here? Molina. S. Molina. Good morning. All right. I'm assuming this was an accident as well. Oh, all right. That's 2 galaxies. 2 galaxies, S. Molina. I caught you. All right. Let's move it along. All right. Who do we have? Polly's Peanut Punch. You don't see anyone in the box? Yeah, I see him. Polly's Peanut Punch. You don't see Polly's Peanut Punch? No one is showing. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? You heard him, but you don't see him. All right, let's see if this works. Y'all hear Takesha? Y'all see Takesha?
Hey, Sue.
Hey, Takesha. Do y'all see Takesha? Okay, they can hear you. Everybody else, update your app. All right, maybe your app's not updated. Sorry, Takesha.
You see me?
Yeah, I can see you.
Oh, okay.
Okay. We getting cams today. Let's go.
Sweetie.
Yeah. And by the way, y'all, Takesha has a cash app. And
take me out that big box.
Oh no, you don't want to be on the big box fair?
No.
Oh, okay, fair enough. I was trying to do my PSA announcement. All right.
You can do your PSA, but you got to put in the big box.
Okay, well, listen, ladies and gentlemen, on this show, Takesha has a cash app, and she doesn't.
Oh my goodness!
And she doesn't mind if you hit it. You can hit it from the front. You can hit it from the back. I'm just kidding like that. You know what I'm saying? Okay, I don't want to get in trouble.
So I can get a snack.
Hey. I'm sorry, okay, Mom. I'll go ahead. I'll put myself in timeout for that, Mom. I'm so sorry.
We sorry.
Keep it clean. All right, fair enough. All right.
Listen, dudes. Let me come off this camera right quick. Hold on, I'll be more comfortable off the camera.
Okay.
This, I gotta make a correction right quick. Yesterday, when the young man came in, called Joe Biden auto pen. You know him.
Oh.
You know, the one that keep calling Joe Biden auto pen.
Yep.
You know, because I taught my children, don't jump on trends, be your own man.
Yeah.
You don't have to jump on what everybody else doing and make that your identity, because you're yourself.
Right.
And you should be trying to lead instead of be a follower, but we ain't gonna get on that.
Yeah.
He said that the reason Spirit shut down was because Joe Biden ended the merger. So I kept hearing people say it, Zeus. So what I did as a thinking, rational person,
right,
I went to go look up what actually happened.
Okay.
The reason the merger was blocked.
Okay.
In 2024, a U.S. federal judge by the name of William, anyway, he was a federal judge. He sided with the Biden administration because Biden said that Blue was trying to basically get over on Spirit. So he said the merger would break antitrust laws, reduce competition, and raise fares for consumers, particularly the travelers relying on low-cost traveling. So the U.S. judge ended the merger, not Joe Biden.
Wow, W's in the chat for Takesha.
You see how, because I felt like this was another pipeline situation.
Yeah.
You know, they blame Biden for the XL, but it was really the Supreme Court that blocked it and Biden just pulled a permit. So they blame Biden for this merger, and it wasn't Joe Biden.
Right.
It was actually the judge that sided with the Justice Department that was under Joe Biden. Joe Biden had absolutely nothing to do with that, Zeus. And, you know, to call the man auto pen and to think that Trump has never used one, it's comical to me.
Yeah.
Because he also said that when you said, well, what about gas prices? Gas prices were all right until this war, and then now we're making negotiations. If you think that Iran is negotiating with Donald Trump, then I see why you voted like you voted.
There's something wrong with these folks who go out here and repeat the lies that Donald Trump tells you. You know, and you, as you were saying that, I was able to confirm the judge's name. It was Judge William G. Young. All right.
Thank you.
But
Thank you.
And so that's a huge W for Takesha. And you see, we trust and we verify, right? But
it's important, Zeus.
Yeah.
I didn't want to say anything until I took the time to look it up, because I kept saying, wow, these Republicans saying it's Joe Biden's fault.
Yeah.
But when Spirit went to the government under Donald Trump to try to get help, they wanted 90% of these people's company in order to save them. And Spirit said, no, we're not doing that. Let's just go bankrupt.
Thank you.
So the reason they shut down is because the government was greedy and wanted these folks, the most of these folks' company. And that's what they went out, because of jet fuel prices and this war. That is what Spirit said. They ain't said now time, but if Joe Biden had to let us merge, we would have still had our company. Stop trying to put the blame. Every time something goes wrong, dude. Every time something goes wrong under this administration, it's always blamed on the previous administrations.
Yeah.
They go all the way back to Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Take accountability for what you're messing up on and stop blaming other people, Donald Trump.
Thank you. And not one lie has been told, Takesha. Not one lie. You know, I have one question to ask you, though. Isn't it amazing they never can tell us, when we ask them if they've heard things Trump has said, they can never tell us. They'll say, oh, I haven't heard Trump say that. Have you heard the Trump supporters say that?
You know what, Zeus?
That
really burns my butt, because you know everything everybody else said but him.
Yeah. But then you find out, like they did yesterday, they come up here and they repeat the same talking points about Spirit Airlines and blaming Joe Biden. So which one is it, right? They don't hear what Trump is saying, or they only hear certain things that Trump says. It's something.
They hear everything he's saying, but they use what they want to use to make him look good and Joe Biden look bad. That's all that is.
Amen.
Just like Donald Trump. That was so embarrassing. Now, Zeus, one thing I do know, and I'm agreeing with Dolphin, is about that cognitive test, because I have a neurological disease and I take a cognitive test every 6 months.
Oh, okay.
There is no math problem on that cognitive test like Trump said it was. The only math problem on that test is you subtract 7 from 100 up to 50. That's it, Zeus. There are no more.
So he's just making it looks like that the way he said it. That simple equation. It looked like that to him.
Dude, you draw a box. You draw a clock.
I'm done.
You draw an animal. You go from A to 1.
Oh my
from
God.
1 to B.
Wow.
From B to 2.
Wow.
That's how you draw the animal, Zeus.
Yeah.
They give you 5 words to remember. Damn. You got to repeat them back, Zeus.
Yeah. Isn't that something?
Dude,
yeah.
There's nothing different. And ain't no room of doctors giving you no. If they give it, if a room of doctors giving him a cognitive test, dude, there is something wrong. Because the nurse coordinator gives me mine. My doctor don't be nowhere in the room.
Facts.
So if a group of doctors telling him he the only one passed this test, then he need to get him some new doctors.
Amen. I agree. You're right, Takesha. Well, I've learned something. This is why I say shows like this are very important, because you get a lot more context behind some of the stuff that's being discussed out here in the world of politics.
Dude, it's embarrassing.
Yeah.
What's going? Like Pete had said, we haven't broke the ceasefire. Peace stop. Just stop. What you fighting now in the Baltic Sea? I mean, come on, dude. Who they think and they wonder why we believe Iran before we believe them.
Yeah.
Why would we not, Zeus, when they keep getting up lying to us every day?
Every day. They wake up with a new lie, a new scam to pull on the American people. Yeah. We have no choice.
No, not on the American people, on their people. Because we don't believe it, Zeus.
Facts.
Too smart to fall for it. So they keep on doing what they're doing, but it has no effect on people with common sense and the ability to think logically.
Tell them, Takesha. Thank you.
And I'm going to go on because I got a doctor's appointment.
Okay. All right,
dude.
Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen. Let's give Takesha a huge round of applause. No lies detected. You see how easy it is to just get in the box and honestly speak from the heart, tell the truth, and shame the devil. And you see, we get people, Democrats, they turn their cameras on. MAGA demons, they hide and they lurk in the shadows, terrified to just get up here and be seen and exposed for what they truly are. And I've kept saying this. I said, where are the Trump supporters at now that are talking about, we're going to vote Democrat because we want to send Trump a message? You should be kissing our feet every step of the way from here on out, because the damage you have done to this country, honestly, you would be in Iran right now, boots on the ground, if it wasn't for folks like myself, like Takesha, like Shay, like Ann, Straight Facts, the list goes on and on. Every single one of us Democrats, even the people in the audience, you all would be boots on the ground in Iran if it was not for the Democrats. Shame on you. Boo-hoo. Oh, boo-hoo? Are you talking to me? Dano Speaks? Are you talking to Big Zeus? Hold on. MAGA baby MAGA. Is that a demon right there? Do we have a demon in the chat? Because all you gotta do is send a guest request. And I promise you won't last a minute without crashing out, because they get in the box. Let me go ahead and look at the account. How many followers does this account have? Let's just go ahead and do it right now. I can send them to hell. I don't need to bring them up. How many followers does this demon have in the chat? Let's go ahead and see. How many followers? This will tell me everything. Is the account on private? Look, I don't got my hand. My hands are here. I'm not even gonna check. 2 followers? Okay. Fair enough. All right. So what we'll do is this, ladies and gentlemen, it's a troll. Sometimes I troll the trolls, but we're at a point now. Honestly, if you're too afraid to come in here on your main account, W's in the chat for Uncle Rocker. If you're too afraid to come in on your main account and you got your account on private, we don't know who you are. You need a cognitive exam. You don't need to be heard. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in sending that demon straight to hell. You need a cognitive exam. Can somebody help me come up with a cognitive exam to give these folks?
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, moving it along. Look who we have visiting us. Oh my God, the beautiful Shay. Welcome. Hi, Shay. Shay, are you there? Shay, are you there? Maybe Shay accidentally sent up a guest request. And I can't even disconnect you. How did that happen? Uh-oh. All right, there you go. Shay, I don't know how that happened. I don't know. Okay, let's try that again.
Okay, did that work?
Okay, now that does work. Yes.
Okay, that works?
Yes.
Okay, all right, sorry.
Okay.
Yeah, glitchy, I tell you. Sorry about that.
It's okay. It's okay.
I'm
Glad
here.
to have you. Welcome. I haven't heard. Well, I talked to you yesterday, but we haven't seen you on the show for weeks. And did you get a what do they give you an excuse for the absence from one of the cult leaders out there, or did you just?
No, I just just busy.
Okay,
that's
fair
all.
enough.
Listening in and
Fair
to
enough.
find the time I can get up. I was in San Antonio hanging out with family.
Okay, fair enough. I'll let that slide over here, all right? But we have high standards.
I know. I'm
just
sorry. I
kidding.
miss you guys.
I'm giving
in
you
the
a hard
kingdom.
time. I'm just giving you a hard time.
That's okay. I feel the love. It's all
Thank
good.
you.
I feel
Thank
the
you.
love.
Thank you. Well,
I appreciate being missed. I missed you guys too, and
yeah, fair enough.
yeah, but I'm keeping up with all the stuff going on. So I heard Dame the other day blame the Spirit Airlines issue on Democrats.
Yeah.
It's fascinating to me. Do you think Dame knows how to read, or do you think he just wants to stay ignorant?
Huh.
I mean,
where's the Jeopardy music when you need it? Yeah, because that's. I'm thinking. Come on.
Anybody? Do you think he can read, or do you think he just wants to stay ignorant? We got both. We got ignorance, both.
Somebody said both. All right. We always say both. We always say both when there's both good options. Then you just say both.
Wow.
Yeah.
We got a lot of both.
WVIP.
Heidi's ignorant. Yeah. I'm with Heidi. I think it's honestly ignorant, to be honest.
Yeah.
I do think he can read. I just think he's choosing not to read the actual information. And then when I get done, you can bring up Q-Dog. He's got some additional information.
Okay.
But Spirit Airlines wanted to merge with JetBlue.
Yes.
And it was a Reagan-appointed judge that denied that, because the thing about having things like Spirit and Jet is they're cheaper than United, American, and Delta, right?
Yeah.
So it gives Americans and Southwest, it gives Americans better, cheaper choices, right? And keeps it competitive. It keeps Southwest competitive, right? Because that's what they run on, is being competitive. And, maybe you don't get baggage fees, and maybe you don't get a seat assignment, but, it keeps them cheaper, right?
Correct.
And that's why it was turned down. It had nothing to do with the Biden administration.
Facts.
So what's happening is when you start a war and you cause the gas prices to double in a matter of months, not even over a year or two or whatever, that usually can cause gas inflation.
Yeah.
Well, then you've got people going, well, I'm already running barely the margin of making it, right?
Right.
And then the gas prices double, and then that's it. So they had to claim bankruptcy. This is all on Trump.
Yep. Is there anyone out there that is still confused about it now?
They need to be.
You're breaking up, Shay. You're breaking up. Are you?
Yeah. Every time I pull into this.
Okay. But I think we got you, Shay.
Let's see if it gets better.
Yeah.
Hold on. Let's see if it gets better.
Oh, okay.
I'm here. Can you hear me?
Yep.
Yeah. Sorry, I had to disconnect from my phone. Can you hear me okay or no?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, cool. Okay, good. All right. Every time I pull into my garage, it glitches. I don't know why. It's so weird. So that's what's going on with Spirit Airlines. So the job numbers are still horrific. So now it's even going to get worse. Spirit Wi-Fi. You're so funny, Alter Ego. You should try stand-up. Do you have a job? Maybe you could go try that.
You hear that, Alter Ego?
I'm not sure you have a job, Alter Ego, because you're here every day. But if you need a job, try stand-up. Since you think you're so funny. He's hysterical, man. He missed his calling. I tell you.
Girl money. Thank you. Yes.
Yeah, he's funny. So yeah, I just sit here and I thought it was funny. What did Hegseth call it? What do you call it? Shoot. Churn.
Churn.
Churn. So is churn, what does that stand for? We should come up with an acronym for churn. Chose. Yeah, I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. We'll have to figure out an acronym. All the brains in there. Come on, let's figure out an acronym with churn. But I basically think it means, oops, I effed up.
Yeah.
That's what I think it equals. But we got to come up. We'll come up with something with churn.
Yeah. Well, it just goes to show you that he's really out of excuses, and he's now back at the point where he's just giving us very primitive, non-military like answers. All right, to describe the total failure really that's going on.
Absolutely, and they know it's a failure. Did you see I saw you were playing Megyn Kelly. Let me tell you something. Megyn Kelly can go kiss, you know what? Because that woman, right, along with Piers Morgan, along with Marjorie Taylor Greene, along with Tucker Carlson, Candace Owens, and all of them, they're sitting up there now ragging on Trump, and he's a loser, and nobody wants him, and nobody's going to his God. All this stuff. I'm sitting here, you guys got this idiot elected. So all you're doing is you're hopping on a train when you think it's popular, and you're hopping off the train when you know it's not popular, is all you are, right?
Yep.
Although we enjoy listening to these people that were so in love with Trump now hating on him, yeah, sure, it's entertainment. But all you're showing to us is you're nothing but a turncoat. You don't stand for anything. You don't stand for anything. Where you see us on this app ride or die for Democrat policies.
Yeah.
We don't ride or die for people. We ride or die for Democrat policies. I'm not going to be like Vegas Girl, that because you get in a tiff with some people on the left and we basically kick you to the curb, and all of a sudden you don't know who you support anymore. And you don't care about anything. Look at you, Vegas Girl, flip-flopper. Yep, you are. You're nothing but a flip-flopper. Because you don't stand for anything. That's the problem.
Thank you. We don't like flip-floppers. We don't.
No. It just shows you have no backbone, no substance, no intelligence, no ability to stand for what you absolutely believe in. You support yourself. I'm so glad. You know, they have battery-operated things for that. Go knock yourself out.
I don't even want the visual. Shay, I gotta give you this. I don't want the visual of that. I don't need the visual of that. It's too early in the morning. It's disgusting and it's disturbing. I don't need that. Oh.
I mean, you know, there's songs, there's all kinds of things, and she probably gets ready to.
Thank you, Ed, for a little lemonade. I needed that to wash that down. That was sick. I just can't. Yeah, it ruined my handsomeness.
I know you miss me, Zeus. I know you miss me.
But Jesus, you can't. You got to give people a warning before you start saying stuff like that. Because folks,
I'm sorry.
I'm trying to be nice this morning, you know, and
I'm just trying to help a girl out. You know what I'm saying? When you sit here and go, I'm just about myself. I support myself. I'm so glad. I'm so glad. I'm very happy for you, sweetheart. Again, you proved my point.
Yeah. A lot of these folks are sick. A lot of these folks.
You proved my point, Vegas girl.
Yeah.
They are. They really are. But I know. So it's not a winning thing, and eventually she'll. Yeah, and I mean, a lot of people like her will sit here and go, well, I never really supported him. It's just because, you know, he's president of the United States, so, you know, you need to support the president. There's nowhere in there that says you have to support the president if you understand what he's doing, right?
Yeah.
And that people are actually suffering right now. And because of him and because of choices that people made to vote for him because they fell for the lies, right?
Yep.
So that's not something we have to sit here and go, oh, yeah, we have to. No, we don't.
Facts.
There's plenty of people that sat there and said, I can't stand Obama and da-da-da-da-da. It's like, listen, it's politics, right?
Facts.
And that's what it is. And it's enough to sit and go, well, he's the president. You know, we're aware of that, sadly.
Thank you.
I'm not sure he knows he's the president. So I'll end with this. So Trump is all he talks about these cognitive tests. Has he ever asked his doctors why they keep giving him cognitive tests? Like, does he understand Stan, when he stands up at a podium
That part.
in front of business people and says, I've taken a cognitive test 3 times, would anybody I would have just stood up in the crowd. I know I'd be jumped by Secret Service, but that's all right. I would have just stood up in the crowd and said, can you ask your doctor why they keep giving you these tests?
Thank you. It's the easiest and most patriotic thing you could do. W's in the
That's
chat.
what I'm saying. Somebody ask this man this question, please.
Yeah.
What's her name? Caitlin Collins? She gets yelled at all the time. She needs to go, why do you keep getting these tests administered to you?
Yeah. And maybe she will, because they watch this show and they take some of the stuff we talk about onto the major news networks. I've seen them do it.
Yeah.
So maybe Caitlin Collins, please, any of you bigger creators, get out there.
Somebody yell that question out, please. I'd love to see his reaction.
I mean, it's at the point now, Shay, where I'm actually considering maybe I need to go to one of those press conferences myself.
I think you should.
And I'm just going to be hot the entire time that they're doing all that talking. And Caroline Leavitt's gone, but whoever they're going to have, I'm just going to be angry the entire time he's talking. And I'm just going to get up there and just say, I'm not buying any of this. Where are the files, bro? And let's just see how it goes from there. I promise you they'll escort me out, but okay, we got to do it.
Exactly.
Listen, I get it. You want to do all this stuff to try to distract us from the Epstein files, but really, where are we at in that process? Because it's like ever since Bill Clinton and Hillary Clinton started talking, things have just gone completely dark. 0 dark 30. We haven't seen anything.
Yeah, nothing. Do you think they're going to start arresting all the Democrats? Because I know they keep waiting for that. You think that's going to happen?
No, I mean I think they'll do as much as they can. They'll bring them in, get the court date started for it, and all that to make it look like it's all bad. But I don't. All they're doing is setting these people up for lawsuits to be able. To sue.
They can't wait for the perp walking. Yeah.
Yeah. But all right, Shay, we're gonna try to move it on and bring up some more.
That's so true. All right, man. Thanks for having me.
W's in the chat for our good friend Shay. Glad you were able to check in. Yep. Wow, yeah. Look what the cat and drew again, ladies and gentlemen. This won't take long, but I'm a sensitive person, and I understand. I gotta talk to the people that are willing to come up here. Yes.
I came up. Oh, go ahead. Sorry.
Did you come up here on accident?
Fuck no. It's never an accident.
Why the filthiness in the mouth? We don't. Why start out the morning like that? A lot of people.
I came up to talk to Shay because she mentioned my name. So and then of course I get muted so she can say what she wants to say about me.
Is there anything you want to clear up? Is there anything you want us to clear up for you? And because people are busy in the morning, and it's not all about you, and we're just concerned.
It is all about me.
Okay,
of course
you think
it is.
So? Okay, so what did Shay say that bothered you this morning?
No, she just was saying stuff, and if she wanted to just come up and say it to me, I mean that's what your mods do.
No. Well,
they like to mute people for no reason.
I got a show to run. But it's interesting that you keep coming up here and pretending to be the victim. Let me ask you a question.
No, I'm not a victim, but go ahead.
Have you rethought your position on Trump's role in the Epstein files, or do you still blame the survivors and the victims?
I'd never blame the survivors.
Are you going to agree that he's a P3DO yet?
No.
Okay, well, that's easy to do. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in warming up the Lake of Fire. We can't have liars on the show, and the show must go on. That's a hypocrite and a demon right there. The Bible says, if you resist the devil, he will flee from you. And guess what? Vegas Girl just fled from all of us. Isn't that incredible? Join me in sending Vegas Girl, one of the most interesting but yet disturbing individuals on the conservative side, straight to hell. I could say a lot meaner things. Somebody said, quiet, piggy.
Silence.
Yeah.
You MAGA demon.
The only thing I want from MAGA right now is, I'm sorry. I made a mistake. I'll never do it again. True repentance and asking God to forgive you. I don't want anything else in between. We do not have all the Epstein files yet. And Marjorie Taylor Greene, this is why I get upset about it. She made it clear yesterday. The reason we don't have them is because Donald Trump told her it wasn't going to happen. He is the sole person, the sole reason we don't have the files. So if you can't come to the conclusion that the only person who would be willing to protect P3DOs would be another P3DO, and that's a W, Zeus. Why would I? You got to look at it like this, right? Say there's a bunch of people out there robbing banks, all right? And they've done the crime, and it's now time to do the time. And then I get in there and I go, oh, okay, guys, you're just being way too hard on all these folks robbing banks. Come on now, give them a break. What does that look like? What does that look like? Oh, he's just doing that because it's a two. No, it looks like I'm protecting them because guess what? They got something on me, or I'm probably implicated in some of their crimes. And if you start getting this person, you're going to end up finding me involved with them. And then it's just going to be all nasty. So no, I'm not going to admit that it was me robbing the banks. Duh. But I'm not going to let you get the people that I was robbing the banks with either, because then you're going to get me. It's common sense. Use your brains. If you could give us a solid argument about why somebody who is not a P3DO is defending P3DOs, then I'd be willing to listen to it. But I haven't heard one yet. And deflecting and bringing up Joe Biden and the Democrats, that's not going to work for Big Zeus. W Zeus. All right, let's go. Whew. Y'all got me up here sweating this morning, but okay, it's worth it. W's in the chat. Good morning, Q Dog. Welcome to the show, bro.
How you doing? All right.
I'm doing all right. You?
Oh man, you know, still steady pace. Keep that foot on their neck.
Thank you, Upco Rocker. W's in the chat, Uncle Rocker.
You already know, bro. So before I get started, I want to summon Dame. See if he's in the chat here, because I want to piggyback off of what Shay was saying about spirit.
Okay.
Dame, are you here in the chat? If you are, come on up to the panel.
Somebody said no. They hate that. They hate. Do you understand this?
Oh no, this is a clear roast session.
Yeah. But why? He's not gonna. He can never do back-to-back championships like that. You know what I'm saying? He don't want to come back for round 2. He ain't built. He's not built like that. You know. He got a smackdown yesterday.
We'll take it that he's either not gonna come up or he's not here today.
He gonna go get the backup to the backup to come back up in here. He knows. It's like once here and there. Yeah.
I got a clear question. Who was the president in 2020?
That's a great question.
Who was the president during C-19? Anybody know?
Bounce.
I think they all know. I know MAGA knows.
Trump.
So basically, since C-19, Spirit has been struggling. Weighed down by the rise of operating costs, growing debt. It's been basically a struggle for them since 2020. And I wanted to play this video, but it's not working for me right now.
Okay.
The first time that they filed Chapter 11 was in November of 2024. And that's basically because when you have low costs on the budget for people to travel, and you haven't raised the cost none whatsoever, of course you're gonna have problems. And they've been struggling since 2020. They also had, I want to say, roughly more than they lost more than $2.5 billion since then. They went into debt. They had $8.1 billion in debt and only had $8.6 billion in assets. That should tell you something. When people are not flying, you're not making any money. Fuel costs is going up the more he's in office. The second time that they filed Chapter 11 was in August of 2025. Who was the president then? I think it was Donald Trump, wasn't it?
Yep.
So you're telling me before 2020, they didn't have any problems, even having the lowest rates of all the airlines. They always say you get what you pay for. You know, you get bad service, rude people and whatnot. But, you know, if people can only afford that type of plane ticket, that's what they get. They get that service. But nevertheless, they've been in operation since 2011. All of a sudden, soon as Trump gets into office the first term, they got problems. Second term, they got to file Chapter 11 again. So tell me this, and the people that are having the biggest impact, because their base is out of Dallas, Texas, DFW Airport. So they've been impacted, and I saw this. I didn't see this come. I knew it was coming, but I didn't know it was going to be coming this soon. When I flew into Dallas last October, I noticed that Frontier and Spirit were sharing the same bay for people to get on the plane and get off the plane. I'm like, and I asked the young lady, I said, are y'all having it? Because the what was it? The number to get on the plane, it wasn't the gate number, correct. It wasn't coinciding with my ticket.
Yeah.
And of course I wasn't getting on Spirit. I just jumped on a Frontier airline. To fly in and fly back to Georgia. And I'm like, but the gate number doesn't match up with what she's like, we're sharing the gates. I was like, sharing the gates? Okay. That was red flag number one before this popped off.
Wow.
Now we have a situation where since the bankruptcy, none of the people that had airline tickets, they're not getting their money back.
Wow.
Blame that on Mr. Trump.
Wow.
Because it happened in his presidency. The only thing that people can kind of bank on is all of the other airlines are coming together to try to give them. They can't trade a ticket for a ticket.
Wow.
They're only trying to give them some type of discount, and that's only between certain dates and certain amounts.
Wow.
And that's only for a short period of time.
Sad. They're getting robbed. Everybody's taking an L.
Once again, who is being affected every time Trump is in office? The consumer.
Thank you.
So how are you going to blame it on Biden?
Thank you.
Because Biden came in after Trump's first term in office, trying to clean up his crap.
Thank you.
And now he's back in office to put that crap right back in and recycle it from his first term.
Darn. And they get mad at Biden.
I want them to clearly understand. I want MAGA and Blagga to clearly understand. What was that clown's name that I sent you that got arrested for prostitution?
Craig Long. Craig
Long.
Yeah.
Let's talk about Craig Long a little bit. He's a Blagga. Got pictures with Trump when he was at the
UFC
fight, the UFC fight, this, that, and the other. And he's down in Florida now. He's arrested in a prostitution sting. See, we don't have to do much work, Zeus. We just keep the foot on their neck day in and day out, because what's done in the dark shall soon come to light.
Thank you.
Every time.
And again, it's sad. It's sad. It's honestly sad, because I really do believe folks just need to quit being hypocrites. All right. And live
they have nobody else to blame. They don't want to blame themselves, because they make themselves look
now,
like.
What did Joe Biden have to do
hypocrites.
with that? That's sad. What did Joe Biden have to do with him getting caught up in that? That's
Exactly.
insane.
He's married. He has a family, and he decides, I'm gonna go and entertain an prostitution.
Hey, you just made me
so
think
you want to
about
blame that on Biden?
And you know what they used to say? Heels up Harris. It's funny. You was trying to find you a heels up Harris. Huh? These folks cook themselves, don't they? Oh, okay. Fair enough. It's okay for you though. Okay. Oh, I see how you're moving out here. I mean, these people, I tell you, they literally create the conditions for themselves to get caught up in. They do it.
Exactly.
It's genius in a way that they can do it like that. I'm just saying.
But I got you know when they say you're at the end of the game, Zeus.
Yeah.
And you hit that winning shot.
Yeah,
What do they call that? They call it the nail in the coffin.
Yeah.
Let me tell you one thing, MAGA. How many times have you seen in the last 2 years anybody that was affiliated with VP Harris in the news for prostitution?
Oh, they don't do that.
Drunkenness with hockey players. Let's see. We can go on naming day after day after day the idiots that are surrounding Trump.
Yeah.
And eventually, not to mention the J6ers that got released and got either put back in the jail or on the other side of the dirt.
Yeah.
Because they decided they wanted to break the law and they think they could get away with it because, Trump will get me out of prison again. Name one person. Name one person that was on VP Harris's side that has been in that mess. We'll wait.
Yeah. We'll wait. Yeah. Look at him.
You talk about VP Harris every day, all day, every day. We'll wait. Name one.
Tick tock. My watch is going. Nope.
The jig is up, MAGA.
Thank you.
The jig is up.
Thank you.
Your time is ticking.
All right,
it's
bro.
ticking, MAGA.
All right, we're going to try to get some more guests up here. Then I
No
gotta
doubt,
get
bro.
out of here.
No doubt. We roasting. Keep cooking them.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's go ahead and give it up to my brother Q-Do. No lies detected. I mean, yeah. Don't just talk about it, be about it. Good morning, Jim. How are you?
Good morning. How are you?
Oh, I'm doing a lot better now that you're here. Yeah, we're nice. Yeah.
All the talk about Spirit, it almost makes you wonder if anyone's ever seen Pretty Woman.
I have. Keep it clean. All right, keep it clean, Jim. People know what you're trying to get at, and they don't want to hear that. All right, it's too early in the morning. Some people have lust in their eyes.
I mean, can anyone tell me what the main character's job was? Like, what was the main character's job?
Well, good question. What are you getting at?
One got paid for her services, and the other got paid for breaking down companies and merging them, right? So that's like the perfect story for the Trump administration.
That's not how I remember it. I mean, these were
How do you
upstanding
remember it?
citizens, right?
Mm. So, the funny thing about merger, I love that you get my humor.
Yes.
So the funny thing about this merger is it's so Googleable. It's just amazing. It's almost like if you Googled, why did JetBlue want to merge with Spirit, you would actually find out the exact answer.
Okay.
And the answer is that JetBlue was trying to take a company in distress that was literally flailing for years on years started in 2019 under the Trump administration. So many of you have already spoken. I'm not going to rehash that. But it's almost like people don't understand why mergers exist. They don't exist because companies are doing well. They're happening because one company is failing and a bigger company is going to eat it, like a big fish in a pond, right? The bigger fish eats the smaller fish in order to take their workers without having to go through a process of retraining. It's cheaper, it's faster, they can expand further. JetBlue is trying to stay alive as well to compete with the bigger dogs. There's 4 major airlines that have stayed in business for many, many years. It's almost as if America has completely lost its ability to know how business works, how businesses merge, why they merge, and who it actually helps. Had nothing to do with saving the American people or keeping things cheaper. It had to do with competition, because that's capitalism, folks, in a nutshell. Bigger fish in the pond eat the littler fish in the pond for survival. And that's what JetBlue was trying to do to compete with the top 4 companies. So I'm so tired of trying to have to explain that. And in the words of Gavin Newsom to Bill Maher, because he wiped the floor with him the other day, he literally said, get a better line. Get a better headline, dude. Get better talking points. Because at this point, if you're still regurgitating what Trump tells you to regurgitate, you're part of the problem, because we know
Facts.
you have no capability of higher thinking or learning. And that's why you follow instead of lead.
Boom.
Every one of you that keeps following people right off the end of the cliff is mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
And the saddest part is that this is what you're going to leave your children. This is what you're going to do, is keep building more and more debt for your children and your grandchildren to inherit, while the rich get richer and richer and richer. And that would make you the little fish, right? That you keep getting eaten in the pond because you just want to be bait.
They love being bait.
It's bait. They're the ones on the hook. It's not the fisherman, right? Trump's the one that's throwing it out there. And for God's sakes, when he said squirrel, you know damn well that picture was a possum playing dead.
I'm really concerned, honestly, Jim, about his mental, and I shouldn't be this concerned, but I'm starting to wonder if he realizes how out of touch with reality he really is by bragging about taking a cognitive exam multiple times. It really is concerning.
Yeah, it's the funny part was when they posted that picture of him holding all the Uno cards and he's like, I've got all the cards.
Yeah.
It's like, it's so simple. It's just so simple.
Where's that photo at?
He's never played a game in his life. Right? He doesn't know. And what they should have done was given him a mental health status exam. That's what they really should have given him, because he probably doesn't know up from down or where he is really. They have to spin him just so that he can point and go here.
That's somebody's husband though, Jim. That's somebody's grandpa. Come on now. You don't got anything nice to say about him having all the cards in Uno? Come on, Jim. That's a little mean.
And it's something nice to say. Well, I think it's fair that for Democrats that don't like him, when people say we don't like, you just don't like Trump, I think they need to look at the picture, the most recent picture of what's her name? Melania, the third wife.
Oh.
I think they need to look at the picture of her in her pretty lavender dress, where she's literally pushing away his hand repeatedly while having dinner with the King of England. The King of England, where he literally professed his love and said to the King of England, I always wanted to live in Buckingham Palace. Like, how sad do you have to be that as an 80-year-old man, you're telling the King of England, I always wanted to live in Buckingham Palace?
W's in the chat for Jim. W, Rick. It's a national embarrassment, honestly, Jim, the way he conducts himself, especially on a foreign stage, the way that he does on a national stage, too. It's really embarrassing, because his mind, you would expect a lot more, wouldn't you? Wouldn't you expect a lot more out of somebody who's aced 3 cognitive exams and gotten all 30 questions right every single time? So that's like 90 questions, right? You would expect a lot more out of this guy.
I don't expect anything out of this guy but chaos and revenge tries. Are we still talking about locking up Hillary Clinton?
I haven't heard. I have not heard.
Exactly. Have you noticed that ever since her and Bill testified, you haven't heard him go after Hillary or Bill Clinton? Not once, have you?
See, those are things that make you go, huh. Well, what are you trying to say, Jim? Let's go ahead and spill the beans, if you don't mind.
Let's just be honest. If none of you bothered to watch the interview with Hillary Clinton, not only did she serve them cold, I mean, she actually gave them direction on actually how to do an investigation. The former attorney herself was like, no, this is what you should do. So I think she's put the fear of God into these people, where she's like, look, I'm not the one to mess with. I can do this all day, every day, and twice on Sunday. And yet I still haven't seen any of you wonder, where is Melania? Where is Trump? Where is Ivanka? Where is Jared Kushner? Like, all of these people associated with Epstein. So why were they not interviewed?
Good question.
See, those are the questions, if you're a logical American citizen, that you should be asking yourself. It shouldn't be about party lines. It should be the people who were actually photographed with Epstein in that era should be the ones being questioned. It should have nothing to do with whether you are a Republican or a Democrat. It should be whether or not you had an association. And the fact that they haven't bothered to investigate Jared Kushner, they haven't investigated Trump, Ivanka, Melania, any of the cronies that are around any of those photographs, right?
You call them cronies.
So,
wow.
Yeah, they're cronies. Because when I use the word ilk, just the word ilk confuses the Republican Party. They get really, whenever you use ilk, they're like, you misspelled milk. They don't know what ilk is. And ilk means a group of people that associate together. You and your ilk, you and the people that you're around.
That part.
Yeah, they haven't investigated any of them. And I don't know about you, but I personally like my first ladies, Jill Biden, Michelle Obama, who don't have to give a public statement about hanging out with sex traffickers.
Amen.
I don't know.
Amen.
I just
Amen. 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 W's in the chat for Jim. She's right. Thank you. Smart.
You're welcome.
All right.
Us in California need to be concerned too. Some breaking news that's coming into California because the CDC is failing to do their job. Shocking, huh?
Yeah.
That the CDC is failing to notify Californians. There's a recent article about an uptick in tuberculosis, pockets of tuberculosis. And California, of course, has one of the pockets right now.
Get out of here.
Why I'm talking to you, my fellow Californian.
Hold on.
Because that means if it's happening in California and people are getting on airplanes and going all over, that means it's going to be starting an uptick everywhere else, right? Right. So we got measles, we've got whooping cough, we've got this uprise, we've got the cicada version of COVID-19 right now, and none of it's in the headline news. Yes, Dr.
It's in
Keisha,
the San Francisco
exactly.
Gate. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh.
Yep. And Dr. Keisha just confirmed what I'm telling you.
Wow. Look at what happens when you allow these MAGA-infested individuals to come to Democrat cities and states because they're looking for, health care because they're not getting it where they're at.
Exactly.
And then they spread their disgusting and vile sicknesses. And then they run around. This is crazy.
Go ahead.
Yeah.
There's a slight delay.
Oh, a high school in San Francisco too? Wow. Let's go ahead and boo MAGA. Because they say vaccines and stuff don't work. That's why I say, ladies, don't go on a date with these people. Stay the hell out of their trucks. Stay the hell out of their trucks because they're just trying to get you sick with whatever they got. These are some miserable people.
But that's the thing. When are we winning? They talk about winning. They talk about, we're beating you. Who are you beating? Because you're not beating anyone when you're in the same boat as every other American citizen. You're supporting mucky mucks that have all the money, that are literally stealing your tax dollars, stealing from the U.S. Treasury, harming your U.S. service members, depleting your U.S. access to healthcare, your education. What are you winning? I'd like to know what MAGA's winning, especially in red states. And you're literally watching at the top of the food chain, literally tell you, you know what? The only way we can beat them is if we steal their voices, we steal their vote, we redraw maps, we take away the people's opportunities to actually say enough is enough. We the people for the people. So I ask you, what are you winning? What are you winning if you're in the same boat as Zeus and I?
Yeah.
And you're the one stroking and scratching the back of a fat back like Trump.
You're not winning. I'll answer the question. They're not winning, Jim. They're not winning.
They better check their fingernails because the fungi is under the nails because you're ugh.
Oh my gosh. W's in the chat for Jim. All right, we're going to try to bring up some of our few more panelists, my good friend. But as always, it's a pleasure to check in with you early in the morning. All right, and thanks again for all the information. All right, yes, now we got to go worry about tuberculosis.
Sorry, I just, breaking news.
Yeah.
Breaking news. If you're not hearing it here, where are you going to hear it?
That's a sad. It's sad, but you're right. All right. Thank you so much again, ladies and
Peace out. Have a great day.
You too. W's in the chat for Jim. No lies detected. All right. We'll try to squeeze a few more in. All right. Good morning, Straight Facts. Where are you at?
I'm right here, Zeus. What's going on with you in the kingdom this morning?
I'm doing all right. I see you, Doc, too. I'm doing all right. You?
I'm doing just fine. I know you running short on time, and I've heard we were talking about MAGA, and how some of them, they may need some type of class or hotline or some type of something to get them up out of this MAGA cult that they're in. Do you agree?
What you got in your pocket right there?
How much something.
How much
I
that
got
going
something.
for? How much you trying to? Okay, how much you need? How much you got?
Well, I'm a charge $9.99 right now for 6 months worth of therapy.
Okay.
And then if you still haven't figured out that you're in a cult after that, the price is gonna be, because the price today is not the price yesterday.
And
so
inflation.
The price is gonna have to go up dramatically.
Facts.
To $1,000.
Okay,
per
fair
6
enough.
months.
Fair. Okay, so
Because time is money.
It must
money
be good.
is
It
time.
must be good when you charging that. Because good Lord, that's a lot of money. When you charging those kind of prices, folks can't even get peanuts anymore on an airplane now, and so. Times is hard, but if you got something like that, then let's see it. What you got in there?
I got something now. I want MAGA, blagga, splagga, naga. I want y'all to pay attention, FBA. I want y'all to pay attention. Magically, you notice how blagga went away and then FBA just came to light? I think it's the same people. But anyway.
Like the mask on the Scooby-Doo cartoon. Okay, I see what you're doing. All right, that's good. That's good stuff. Oh my God!
Can
that's
you put
hilarious.
me on the big screen, Zeus, so everybody can
look at
can
that
get
W
along?
in the chat for
Thank you, Uncle Rock. I appreciate you.
All right, let's see what we got right here.
Let's get it, shall we?
Let me put my spectacles on and get them fixated, real pure like. You know what I'm saying?
I want blagga, splagga, naga. Y'all won't come on to the front of the class, please.
Okay.
Here we go.
Okay.
This is for you.
I am not MAGA. I am the person who existed before.
I am not the MAGA identity. My name is Tom. I was MAGA for 10 years. And now I'm here.
And when you say what does that mean to you? 16 hours a day, phone, TV. Gave money I didn't have, thousands.
I was so angry of all the wokeness. Tired of being told I was the problem. And I fell for the bullshitter. At least he was angry too.
The version of you that was inside MAGA, it's not who you are. The authentic self is still here. We're going to bring him or her back into the circle.
I really thought he was going to make things better. I'm broke as fuck. Everything is expensive. Before the hat, before the rallies, you're somewhere safe. What do you smell?
My mother's kitchen.
I voted because my friends did, that's it. I almost went to Washington that day.
I don't recognize myself anymore.
My family stopped talking to me.
It's okay, man.
My grandchildren will read about what we did. I want them to know I knew.
This is where it turns serious.
I hope you can forgive me.
I'm sorry for the pain I caused.
I hope we can start over.
I'm so sorry.
You were right about everything. It was terrifying to walk away. But for the first time in years,
I finally have my mind back.
You don't have to do this alone, son. You don't have to do this alone, Mom.
Would someone you know like to get out of MAGA? Just call 1-800-STRAIGHT-FACTS.
Straight facts, baby.
Hey! Whoa! Wow, W's in the chat for Straight Facts, ladies and gentlemen. Let's go ahead and give it to her.
Give us a call at 1-800-STRAIGHT-FACTS, and we will straighten you right on up. Because that's what these folks need. They need some straight facts in their life. I don't understand why we're still sitting here playing this game. You like it's if you don't know when you go to that grocery store that meat is higher.
Yeah.
As if you don't know that when you go to the gas station, it's breaking you. You are spending $35 more per full gallon of gas. And if you are driving back and forth, that is a lot of extra money per month. I don't care what you say, MAGA, why y'all try to pretend like y'all ain't broke, because y'all run around here with the AWM. You want to know what the AWM
What's
is?
that?
The AWM is angry white male. All right? Let me break down the 5 tenements.
You sent me there. You put me in orbit with
sounding
that
a
one.
lot like Blagger, and I'm going to get on off here. You know, I got to go back to the job I don't got. Let Dame tell it. All right, so the number one thing is they feel if this resonates with anyone here in the kingdom, just come forward. You're more than welcome to come on and come to my class and my course that I held. I just gave you the commercial for. So if you feel that like you're losing America to the BLK and the brown people, I want you to call the 1-800 straight facts number. Okay. Number 2, if you feel like you're losing whitey women to BLK and brown men, you are. Come on over here and call 1-800 straight facts, because I'm gonna let you know about your peoples in the recent future.
Okay, you 2
Number
for 2.
3, the recent past will become their future. Number 3, if you blame everything bad in this country on BLK and brown people, you might have what I call AWM. Come on and call 1-800 straight facts. Okay.
Wow.
Number 4, if you use social media to make money off this anti-black and anti-brown racism, talking to millions of other angry whitey Americans who need someone to blame for them being unsuccessful in life, you can call 1-800 straight facts. You no longer have to be AWM. You can just call that 1-800 straight facts number. I got you, baby. Number 5. This is the most important one. Okay. If you use the N-word regularly and are becoming more and more bold with your racism, because think about it. The number one thing that black people put their foot down about is saying the N-word. We do not. You can't do it.
True.
And that's the number one thing they want to do. They want to be able to say the N-word and have big palaces and say my dick as much as black men do. And women. Okay. So if you are having these problems, don't hesitate to call one more time. 1-800 straight facts. You do not have to go ahead and deal with that AWM anymore. We got something for you. And I take Cash App too.
Okay, hit the Cash App too. Bio. I got to give it to you when you say that. All right. Thank you.
Let me get on up out of here.
Was that all 10? Did you hit all 10 of them?
That's all I got.
Okay.
I got 5. Only got 5 10 minutes. You was looking for some more.
I thought you had
some more to it.
I thought you had 10. I was going to say, but with those 5 pillars, I call it 5 pillars of success.
Yes, the first step is to admittance that your phallus isn't big. You kind of have to go on and call the 1-800 number, and we'll work right on with you, okay?
All right.
And another thing is you're going to have to admit is that black people are the blueprint. I love y'all.
All right, we love you too.
Have a wonderful day. 1-800
Call ASAP, all right? And it's $1,000, but if you act right, we'll get it to you for $9.99, all right? I love it. Because when you put it in the 9s and you take away all the zeros, then it makes it look cheaper. That's a sales tactic. And so, we'll get you in and get you out, but you got to bring the cash, and we know you got it. We know you got it because we see you grifting all day on TikTok, all right? So you got the cash, and don't use it to go post up with your side piece. Use it to save your soul. Good morning, Doc. Good morning, Doc. How are you?
Hi.
Hi, how are you? Are you patched in? Okay, now I see you.
Patched in?
Yeah, it's a delay. I don't know. When people send a request, sometimes it takes a while for the box to show up, I
think that's the people that don't have the good Wi-Fi on the other side.
Yeah, maybe. but I can see you nice and very, very clear. So, yes, but good morning. Nice to check in with you again. And how are you doing?
I'm doing good. In 3 days, I have a milestone birthday, so.
We're going to celebrate it here on the Kingdom. We needed it. We've needed a birthday celebration in a while. You okay
Yeah, well, it's a big one, y'all, too. It's a big one. Going to proof that taking care of your health allows you to continue to look young, even into your golden years.
Thank you. What are you at? You're 25 or something? Was that what you just turned into? Because a lot of people say that you're around 25 years old. I mean,
I wish, I'm just going to say it. I don't like, a woman should never, don't ask a woman her age, but I'll tell you guys just to prove that believing in science and doing what's right, because a lot of people talk about they don't need medicine here and that, but they're on Mickey D's. They're sitting on this side of the app complaining about the people in this room, but yet they don't have their own friends to go to. So I uplift myself by staying around positive people, being married for over 23 years, eating plant-based, avoiding fried foods, taking my immunizations because they work, and all of the good things. And I will be 50 on Friday.
All right, congratulations. And we'll celebrate it on Friday. If you're around,
Yeah, I'll be at the spa, but I'll come on. What time are you ending?
Friday it'll be regularly scheduled, but hold on. I think wait a second. Hold on. He said Friday. Oh well, okay, yeah, Friday the 8th. We might have to squeeze in another person's birthday around that time if they're here. They know who they are. They better come clean with Big Zeus. We're not gonna mention, but we might have to get in 2 birthdays on Friday. Or maybe it was a busy time of the year, I guess, huh? When you know what I'm saying, but yeah. Now,
I know, right? Yeah.
All seriousness, it is Cinco de Mayo, by the way. I do know that.
Happy Cinco de Mayo, everybody! It's also hand washing day.
Oh, really?
It's National Hand Washing Day, so we got to get back to that. I see a lot of people in the airport bathrooms because I travel a lot for work that go straight out of the stall into the airport. Yeah. So you guys don't shake hands with everybody. I'm just saying. Don't shake hands with somebody. I also saw a sad story. This woman actually believes in immunizations, but her child was just born a few months ago and under the age to get immunizations, and had got meningitis and encephalitis.
Yeah.
And she just lost her child.
Oh, devastating. Yeah. Wow.
Devastating. Which, again, this period, why? It's important for the cocoon effect. For those that don't understand science, you have to be around, first of all, don't have people around your newborn. Second of all, you have to have the cocoon effect, meaning until your child can get the immunizations they need, the people around them need to have immunizations. This is not about a political thing. This is about someone lost their child, and many people lose their children. You remember the delayed measles I told you about, the subacute sclerosing panencephalitis? That happens 8-9 years later because the baby got measles. If we all took our vaccination, we wouldn't be having that. Like, why?
Wow. Did you hear about? Yeah, they said the South Carolina cases have started to go down because people are getting vaccinated. Is that what they're saying? Have you heard about this?
Okay, so the fear is starting to come into some of these people. They're starting the vaccination. We're seeing it.
Yeah.
However, in the wastewater, and was it Ohio? I forgot which one. No, it's in Chicago, in Cook County. I think they found in the wastewater another measles case. Wow. I think it was a little mutated. So we're still finding them though. So it's not gonna happen overnight, but yes, some of the places, South Carolina, are going down, but we have been unprecedented. We have the highest number of measles cases that we've had in over 20 years. Canada is not doing too great either. They lost their elimination status, and I think they're having a rise in cases because disinformation and infectiousness is infectious. I don't know why.
Wow.
That is the biggest virus we have, is ignorance.
Yeah.
Ignorance is the most dangerous virus you can get. And I'll tell you why. While we're watching this hantavirus go through these cruise ships,
I heard about that.
It's not contagious. Okay, it's not person to person, but the rodent feces, you inhale it. And when you inhale it, it goes to your lungs. It can go to your muscles. And there's many different types of hantavirus, by the way. It's not just one virus. Some of them can get into us. Some of them can't. And they're, Oh, thanks for the gifts, y'all.
Love you,
They are
Dolphin.
zoonotic,
Yeah.
meaning they normally happen in animals, but
yeah.
when they cross over to us, it's a problem. And two of those people had unalived, right?
Yeah.
Oh, thank y'all. 2 people unalived. And you know who is reporting it?
Who?
The WHO. Remember the place, the organization that we don't know?
Yeah.
We don't
They cut the funding. They cut the funding to it, right? And we pulled out of
we removed ourselves from
yeah.
World Health Organization. Now, some states can be part of a program. It's not the whole WHO, but getting access to some of the information. Some of the blue states are doing that, which is sad. It's become, divisive where blue states understand the importance of WHO.
Wow.
So WHO is the one that is doing the investigation, that's sharing the information. And we're sitting here on an island by ourselves.
Wow.
Who prospers? Someone sitting on an island by themselves or a group of people working together?
A group of people working together. No man is an island. That's how I was raised. That's what my dad used to say to me all the time. No man is an island. It's true. It's true.
No man is. And even with Spirit Airlines, which I don't fly anyway, I mean, rest in peace, rest in heaven, Spirit Airlines, people are going to still be traveling.
Yeah. But what about the fact that, listen to this, Doc, there's going to be Trump voters out here who won't be able to get peanuts and Sprite anymore on these flights anymore. Don't you feel sorry for them though? They're gonna have dry, almost like cotton mouth. Isn't cotton mouth? Isn't that a risk to your health in a way, right? But they're not going to be able to get that anymore. Don't you feel bad?
A lot of them are going to travel.
Oh.
It was the same thing somebody said when they offered this, this memorable edition or immemorable edition of the passport, is that a lot of people on certain sides don't travel or have passports anyway.
Yeah.
So it's not going to allow people to travel that couldn't afford United or Delta.
Wow.
So they're not going to have peanuts for sure, but they're not going to,
Even elephants get peanuts though. I'm just saying,
so they can go travel to Mexico while they talk about the people over there, but they want to go to Cancun.
Oh, I see how you did that. That's a good one, Doc. Thank you. That's a good one.
Let's talk about immigrants, but let's go squat in their lands and eat their food and culturally appropriate while we're there.
Yeah,
let's go do that.
It's the most saddest thing. I see these guys out here. Oh, we hate when these people come into the country, and then I look at them posting on social media, and they're into these countries out in Central and Latin, Central and South America, and they're just out there, and I'm sitting there going, so you just want to go around and just be a sinner? I gotta keep it clean. They want to go to these other countries and commit sin. You know what I'm saying? But then those same people come here, they want to cry. It doesn't make sense to me. It really doesn't.
Yeah.
Hypocrites.
Yep, exactly.
They're really hypocrites. They act like they have a problem with a lot of things, and then you turn on the camera and guess what? Boop, caught them at Grinder meetup. You know what I'm saying? Spreading something they shouldn't be spreading. No, I'm not talking about their legs. I'm talking about diseases. Come on. Passport
especially
bros.
STIs.
Yeah.
There was speaking about spreading diseases and STIs, when you start to look for a mate, start to look for their health status and their immunization practices. There was a recent review, and HPV vaccines are safe and effective, and we already know that. We don't need our daughters and loved ones to have cervical cancer. We don't need our men to have penile cancer and not have that organ anymore.
Yeah.
We don't need head and neck cancer, which is
she called it an organ. And she ain't talking about something you play the keys on either. Y'all better wake up and pay attention to when the doc's talking to you. It's an organ.
And I have a whole episode on HPV vaccination. Yeah, I have a whole
A6.
Now look at them. I should look.
Y'all put it away.
I mean, people laughing about this, but I have seen a penectomy case, and I've seen penile cancer. It's not a fun thing to have to take away.
Big duck. Wow. Yeah, somebody got a name Big Duck. Okay.
But there was a review showing that HPV vaccines were safe. There was also a review showing that the C-19 vaccinations were stopping a lot of unalivements and hospitalizations. And the CDC, which is now an imposter, blocked the publication, blocked it.
Wow.
Blocked it.
Yeah.
So showing that vaccines are safe and effective, they're like, we don't want to see that material. They blocked it.
What a disgrace.
That's what we're dealing with now.
Yeah.
So we can't be part of the WHO, who's fighting diseases worldwide. So they're wrong, right?
Yeah.
They're wrong.
Yeah.
Our CDC, that's made of non-professionals, is right.
Wow.
And all of the studies that have been done for years that we used and took care of and benefited from, right? Like our parents did not, our great-great-grandparents did not. We saw them unaliving from vaccine-preventable illnesses. We're throwing all of that into the fire.
What a disgrace.
Just for people that wanted to be something they could not be. That's truly what it is. They were sitting on the sidelines as the water boy, and they were like, I want to be in the game. You're not ready yet, Timmy. I want to be on the game. You're not ready yet, Timmy.
Yeah.
Well, now I'm in the game, and nobody wants to watch the game anymore.
What a disgrace.
Not everybody can get a medal, y'all. We not everyone can get a medal. Not everyone can be a scientist like me. Not everyone can be into politics, can do mental health. They can't. They're for a reason. You have to have the skill. You have to have the knowledge to do it.
Facts. And
It's
you
not
got to
easy.
study. You just can you just wake up and read Chat GPT and then boom, you're a doctor? Does it work like that?
Oh, they come in there all the time,
Yeah.
especially the young YT boys that sit on as keyboard warriors or
Private
Chat
accounts.
GPT warriors. Yeah, they come into my live while I'm having a conversation and call us DEI hire doctors. But yet you're in our room. But yet you're here. The same thing with the naysayers. If you're in this room, yet you're here.
Yeah.
That shows something. If I'm in a healthy, positive relationship and friendship,
Yeah.
you will not see me go into a room where I'm not wanted.
Thank you.
You know what I do? I delete and move on from those rooms. I've even seen Zeus in rooms where the moderator, I'm like, this does not align with me at all.
Yeah.
And you know what I do?
What's that?
I like Zeus, but I delete and I block the room and I remove it from my scope.
Thank you. You
So
did the
if
right
you're
thing, Doc.
here,
Thank you.
start to think, as it is Mental Health Month, May is Mental Health
Man's
Month,
mental health, not okay.
why are you here? If you are here to complain, that says something about you and you need to reevaluate your friendships too. Why are you not hanging out with your friends? Just leave.
Thank you.
Block the room and keep going on because we have bigger things. We have a hantavirus. We have a bird flu, by the way, bird flu outbreaks that are happening. They went back and found out that one of the childs that unalived in Bangladesh actually
Wow.
died from bird flu.
Wow.
So bird flu is not going anywhere. The dimorphic fungi, what I call them, that happen in certain pockets of the United States,
Yeah.
from soil and stuff, you breathe them in, they can cause a long-term chronic lung disease or acute.
Yeah.
They're not going anywhere. As we have climate change, they're spreading. So we can see fungus we normally don't see maybe just in California, like coccidioides, we're seeing it other places. So the stuff's going to keep going.
Yeah.
If you want to come in here, take in the knowledge and accept it, or just move on, and hopefully hantavirus or something does not come into your sphere. But
Well, in some cases, if they're MAGA, though, I hope hantavirus comes and grabs them and teaches them a lesson. You ever seen like a Bruce Lee movie with Bruce Lee? Huh?
Hantavirus can cause HPS. It's a
Can they
acute
bounce back
pulmonary
though?
thing. No, it can unalive you. Okay, so there's a new world and old world hantavirus.
Okay.
If one of them is a 1 to 15 or 18% fatality rate, and the other one's up to 40%.
What about the virus that just takes you downstairs in your mom's basement and beats you up real good?
Dumbitis?
And yeah, and then it lets you come back and live. Maybe that's what I was thinking of. But yeah, let that.
It's called ignorantitis.
It's called what?
It's called ignorantitis.
Ignorantitis. All right, yeah. I hope they learn.
Literally, like.
I hope they get that.
What unalives a group of people more than anything is cholera, is not washing your hands and getting an E. coli, right? Is going to have a picnic and then you all end up having gastroenteritis from
is that like diarrhea? Because if they get diarrhea, that's a good lesson. Like, just give them something that they.
You remember a Jack in the Box, right?
Yeah.
So do you remember when that outbreak happened?
The E. coli?
No, the H157 though, the one that causes the hemorrhagic.
You're throwing all those.
The one that causes the bloody diarrhea, the one that can unalive you.
Oh, I don't remember.
Yeah, it's a severe one. Mm-hmm.
I don't remember that one, but that's a little too extreme. Just the ones that are playing around with their health, just give them a little bit of the bubble guts and let it take 2 or 3 days out of their lives and have them in the basement crying and begging for God. I want that one. Let them get that.
But you know what will happen though? When they get better, they will forget.
Oh,
they have amnesia.
Well, we'll make them sign a contract while they're on their knees. You're down on and sign this, and now you will never get on social media and spread any kind of evil and hatred stuff. All right, because remember how this felt. We need a country like that, right? And if I was the president, I would do it. W's in the chat for Doc. Now, Doc, I gotta get up out of here.
We need a country with common sense.
Yeah,
that's what we need. As well, bubble guts, yes, but unfortunately, sometimes it's worse.
Yeah,
those are the stories we don't hear about. And why? Going to hold babies and you're not vaccinated, shame on you.
Yeah.
Because you are possibly giving something to a child that doesn't have the cocoon effect, that does not have the immune response that you have. It's called selfishness. That's what I call it. It's called selfishness.
Yeah.
And I'm at the point now where I sometimes want to use profanity, but I'm not, because I'm about to be fabulous and 50. Y'all are fools.
Yeah.
You're truly fools.
Yeah. Tell them.
Science is true. Science saves lives. Scientists, doctors, we're trying to save lives, but you are literally unraveling everything as we're trying to build it. And if you want to go live in a land, go live in a cult, go live in a farm somewhere in the middle of nowhere, and stop spreading your lies, disinformation, and your viruses to people that don't want them.
Amen.
And ladies and fellas, check the people that you're dating.
Thank you.
If they don't believe in science and data, you're just going to be a breeding pool of infectious disease and STI.
That's disgusting. All right. W's in the chat for Dr. Keisha Davis. All right. Make sure you're following her. All right. All right. This is what we do on the show. All right. Now, listen, Big Sus has to get up out of here, ladies and gentlemen. We laughed and we cried together. It was a great show. I want to give you all a huge round of applause. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you especially to the subscribers, gifters, moderators, and panelists. Honestly, I don't thank you enough throughout the show, but when I'm locked in, I'm locked in. But I also got to give one last round of booze and shame, and you know exactly who this goes out to. This goes out to all the Zeus haters out there. They know exactly who they are. They wake up every day mumbling and grumbling, crying and complaining, coming in on their private and backup accounts, trying to report us all and take the kingdom down. And they're only doing it at their own demise. You should be kissing our feet, because if not, you'd be somewhere dark and hot in Iran fighting for your daddy. Ladies and gentlemen, join me in giving them one last round of booze and shame. Thank you, everyone.
Silence, you MAGA demon.
All right, we're out of here, ladies and gentlemen. Take care. And stay safe. All right, let's see what we got to rock out to on our way out. Let's see, how does this work?
Yo, straight to Hormuz, where the tankers choke and the price of smoke.
Have a great rest of your
in the Oval. Watch the chaos you provoke. This ain't about oil, it's about frowns you can't revoke. Operation Epic Fury,
have
call
a great
it
rest of your
Epstein
morning.
Fury, no joke. Straight to home, tankers trapped, gas prices through the roof. Trump started a war cause the Epstein files got him spooked. Pam Bondi flip-flop files on the desk and proof. Maxwell moved in the room so she keep them all shut. Truth. Home is on fire, bases dying, poles in the tanky blame. Biden again while the country walk the planks. He's fire, broke, prices climb, he still won't release the list. Trump don't care, distraction game, the whole world pissed. Pam Bondi said she had him right there on the desk. Next day, never mind, whole thing a mess. Todd Blanche pulled Grisling to a country club sale. Keep it quiet, keep the names from raising hell. MTG and Massey cross the aisle, discharge petition. Drop Republicans and Democrats, they let the files pop. Oversight, here is popping, Epstein orbit start to sing. Trump panic, invade Venezuela just to change the scheme. Partial dropping names, still missing the heavy hitters, but the testimony keep coming. Nope, Twitter quitters. Bill and Hill take the stand, the room go quiet, doors swing wide. Now Trump and Melania gotta testify it.
Have a great rest of your morning.
Step out, announce the island link. Weird timing while the tanker sink. Last year, midnight hammer supposed to end the new threat. Now epic fury bombs flying. Excuse still, they can't have it yet. Operation generation, extreme fury, that's what the streets call it. War in the Gulf while the price at the pump keeps balling. Americans hurting while it's bleeding, he points the finger back. Joe Biden's fault, same script, same track. Base evaporating, numbers crashing like the barrel price. Still he doubled down, don't care about the sacrifice. Ceasefire announced, world brief for a minute, then the shadow home must flare up. Gas prices infinite.
Files stay locked cause the names hit too close. Friends don't absorb the ones he can't expose. Straight to hormones, just the latest smoke screen. Distract the nation while the truth stay unseen.
On the straight jacket on the global supply chain. Every barrel burned is another vote down the drain. He don't release the list, he released the hounds instead. War drums louder than the screams inside his head. From Mar-a-Lago to the Persian Gulf, the pattern same. Distraction, deflection, never take the blame. Gans at record highs, families feel the pain. While the Epstein files sit frozen in his name. It's the
straighter hormones, not just geography. It's the choke point of truth and the death of transparency.
Straighter hormones.
Have a great rest of your morning, ladies and gentlemen.